Wondery Plus subscribers can listen to Crime and Sports early and ad-free right now. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.
In the depths of an Atlanta forest, a clash between activists and authorities ends in tragedy. I'm Matthew Scher, and on my new podcast, We Came to the Forest, we expose the hidden truths behind a shootout that left one activist dead and countless lives forever changed. Binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest ad-free on Wondery Plus.
Hello and welcome to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmie. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us once again on Crime and Sports. We are so excited, as always, for another wild and crazy and always downhill edition of Crime and Sports. This is a big toboggan.
It's a glide.
We always say on Small Town Murder, we're all in the car. We're on the way to the liquor store. We're in a big toboggan and we're sliding down the hill very quickly, like in Christmas Vacation.
Right.
There's flames and shit coming off, and we're going to cross a highway probably, so we should be careful.
Or Cool Runnings. At the end, somebody's carrying this thing.
Somebody's carrying it back. Yeah, it's getting carried back up the hill. We're not carrying it back up the hill.
Minus a wheel or whatever the fuck that thing slides on.
Who the hell knows? Snow, wheels, ice. I don't goddamn know.
It's going to be broken.
With that said, though, thank you for your reviews this week. They mean a lot. They really do. If you haven't done it yet, please get on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars means a lot, helps the show. We don't know why. It's not our chart.
Right.
So, I don't know. Do it up. Also, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com right now. Very important. First of all, for all your merchandise up there. New stuff up all the time. If you hear something funny or whatever, there's probably a shirt for it.
Yeah.
So check it out, or a mug or a bag or a something.
Sure.
Shit. Shoes even. They have everything on there.
It's made of cloth.
There you go. Shutupandgivememurder.com for that. And also, everything there that you could possibly want. Check up on tour dates later on in the year and everything like that. Go to patreon.com/crimeandsports. Yeah, we laugh at the tour.
It's laughable.
Hopefully, or a virtual live show or something. There's all sorts of updates. Patreon.com/crimeandsports is where to go for your bonus episodes, and also to be a producer and get your name mispronounced by Jimmie at the end of the show. But the bonus episodes, are they cooking? If you sign up for Patreon, you get access to bonus episodes from both Crime and Sports and Small Town Murder,
You bet.
which you should be listening to. If you are not, then you're crazy. You're doing it wrong.
You sure
if
are.
you're not listening to Small Town Murder. And you should be listening to P.S. I Hate This Movie, too, because I have to watch shit like Twilight. So make it worth my while, damn it, please, by at least listening to the show. So, yeah, check that out on Patreon. This week's Patreon, coming up, the next Patreon is going to be on the worst wrestling characters of all time.
Terrific.
The worst gimmicks. Doesn't matter if you like wrestling. If you don't, we're going to make fun of insanely silly shit.
Dumb shit that doesn't make sense.
Absolutely. And a lot of it Jimmie has not seen, doesn't know anything about. So I'm going to show him these crazy characters. He's going to go, that's not real. And I'm going to go, a man dressed like that went to the ring and acted like that.
And tried to take it serious.
And wanted us to buy tickets to take it seriously. So with that said, that's going to be so much fun. Patreon.com/crimeandsports right now for that. And that said, let's get it on here.
Great.
We have quite the show for you here. We have a famous baseball player, a guy who really is, MV's an MVP. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than that.
All right.
Shitloads of home runs and everything. Josh Hamilton.
Oh.
Also a personal disaster. Just a disaster in his personal life. It really is. He's got a real problem and he never can kick it, and it just keeps coming back and keeps coming back. Joshua Holt Hamilton. Holt.
Oh boy.
He's born here. Born May 21st, 1981. He is from Raleigh, North Carolina. Born and raised in Raleigh, North Carolina. Which I could see him as a North Carolina guy for some reason. He looks like most people you see wandering around North Carolina.
Yeah.
Just kind of has a look of
a little swagger.
A North Carolinian look. I don't know why that is.
As
but
he jumps out of his Ford F-250.
That's what maybe it is. Yeah. Maybe it's just a truck.
Yeah.
makes me put him there.
He rolls coal on unsuspecting pedestrians.
Yeah.
Ugh, the worst people.
We've talked about a lot of guys on this show that have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Some of them are violence problems. Some of them are sexual problems, aggressiveness. Some of them are financial. They're greedy. Some of them are drug problems and alcohol problems. And we've seen that a lot.
Substance abuse is pretty prevalent.
It's pretty prevalent, and it seems to be the one that keeps rearing its head a lot when it keeps coming up. And Josh Hamilton's a guy where you think that like somebody like that has a substance problem that you would imagine it would be in a position where they're a talented athlete of some kind, or in any profession, you could say. You would think that when presented with enough motivation, this is what people don't understand about drug dependency and alcohol dependency is it's so strong that even when you're presented with an amount of motivation that I can't...
Most people are never given that opportunity.
Like a silly fairy tale amount of like not just like, hey, you'll get a promotion down at the DMV if you stop drinking. Like, I'm gonna make an extra $1 an hour.
Oh boy,
that's good. But we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. This guy goes, crack is really good though. I really like crack. That's how good crack is.
He did the math measurement in his head, how much crack that buys.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Immediately, he thought of that in crack. He was like, oh, my God, like Tyrone Biggins and
That'll
shit.
last me a while.
Yeah, like a Chappelle Show character when he wins on Fear Factor and buys a $50,000 crack rock. That's what I'm saying. Like, the motivation there is just, think about that. If you're so... That just blows me away, dude. I can't even, and I'm lucky. I'm lucky that I don't have that. Like, I like weed, but if you give me $100 million
to never smoke weed again,
hey,
would you do it?
I'm not smoking weed anymore. I have $100 million.
I think you'd say, fuck you, it's legal.
I'd say, fuck you, it's legal, probably. Yeah, and I'd be like, I'm better with weed, so it's not like, nobody's better at anything smoking crack.
No.
Nobody's better at anything smoking crack, but I assure you, that I am much better at this show when I'm stoned. Much better at it. Like, trust me, it's a fucking fact. So, it depends on what you're doing, I guess. So, smoking crack, I probably wouldn't be as good.
No.
So, or everything at least as you wouldn't know what the fuck I was saying.
Everything would be doo-doo, baby.
It would be shit. It's doo-doo, baby. So, and there is no addiction and history in his family.
Really?
It's not like his father.
First generation.
Like in his immediate family. But you don't know if there's I don't know if there's a grandfather or grandmother, because those four people are your main whatever. But his parents, neither one of them have any addiction issues whatsoever. Also, he's got 2 brothers and a sister. None of them have any addiction issues.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. This is it's very,
Perhaps the money opportunity gave him the opportunity to be a drug addict?
No, he was like that before.
Oh, my God.
He's a mess beforehand. We'll find out how it happened, but he's got like, I don't know how to describe him for that, because I can't put it into words of like, if you're the person in your family, you can't blame a family when they have one fuck up. If you have 4 kids, one of them's going to be a fuck up.
Yeah, every family's got one.
It's just the odds of the universe. You can't do it. I hate that when they do that with people too. They'll blame, like, it'll be somebody famous and they'll fuck up and they'll say, well, their parents, blah blah blah, and they have like 3 other kids that are fine. It's like, no.
Yeah.
If all of them are fuck ups, that's probably the parents' fault.
Certainly on them.
If 3 are good and 1 is shit, the parents probably did a good job.
Right.
75% of the kids are good.
It's not bad.
It's not
C+.
bad. That's a C. That's good. I like it. So he's got a sister, his parents here, and his sister, an older brother, Jason. I'm sorry, he only has 1 brother. I messed that up. So either way, though, his brother's fine. Yeah. He's got a brother named Jason, and his parents are Tony and Linda. He attended Athens Drive High School in Raleigh, where he is an outfielder, like he is in the majors, and also a pitcher when he's not playing the outfield on days like that. As a high school senior, he ran the 60-yard dash in 6.7 seconds, which is fast. Yeah. That's pretty fucking fast for a baseball player that's, not a speed guy.
Not much running.
Because he's a power guy, too. So, baseball, the speed counts in sprints.
Sure.
So it's all sprints. You don't have to run 100 yards ever.
90 feet
you run 90 feet at a time,
right.
And that's what's important. Or in the outfield from here to there.
Right.
That's important.
He's only got a sliver of that place to cover. It's not.
Yeah,
you got chasing the whole thing.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's not an endurance thing. Exactly. Baseball. It's a sprinting thing. And at pitching, he's clocked at 97 miles an hour.
Not bad.
His pitch. So that's
right.
oh, that's major league level there. That's, scouts see that and they go, that's major league arm.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. In high school, this is ridiculous here. In high school, he hit .529 in 25 games.
Jesus Christ.
With 13 home runs, 20 stolen bases, and 35 runs batted in and 34 runs scored.
We just put him into the minors.
I mean, that's just
he's
silly.
Just making us look dumb.
That's just stupid. That's just
then 530,
529. That is silly.
What the fuck?
He's considered one of the top 2 prospects for the '99 MLB draft.
Yeah.
Him and Josh Beckett, who became a very prominent pitcher here, made a shitload of money and World Series champion and all that kind of shit. So at Athens Drive High School, he was named Baseball America's National Player of the Year in 1999.
Wow.
This guy is the epitome of, he's not an underdog.
Yeah.
He's not Dennis Rodman, who...
He's the LeBron of baseball.
Exactly. He's not Dennis Rodman, who grew 8 inches after high school and worked at an airport until a shitty college coach noticed he was tall.
Right.
Not anything like that.
He's doing the basketball equivalent of dunking on everyone.
Yep. This is, I mean, you can hear the Robert Redford, The Natural music playing in the background. He's also, everybody says he's a polite, nice,
down-to-earth Southern boy,
Christian. Like baseball, major league teams are looking at him as like drooling, like, oh Christ, if this kid could hit home runs and be this marketable, oh my God, this is beautiful. Holy shit.
Look, Bible Belt's gonna love you.
Oh, he's gonna be selling all sorts of fucking grits or something. I don't know what people
He could be playing for the rival. There. People buy tickets, see him.
Baseball, see him. That's all there is. So
people buy tickets to pray with him.
They go buy tickets because he prayed before his at-bats. When he did down on one knee, everybody gonna do the same.
When he stands up from the dugout, everybody will say, and they all said, "Amen,
amen, hallelujah." So he says at this point in his life, it is 100% clean living.
Yeah.
He says, quote, straight edge.
Oh boy.
Quote, I never had a sip of alcohol, never tried tobacco. I wasn't a normal high school guy. I was focused on what I wanted to do, play baseball.
Yeah.
Which is, again, there's a middle ground that you have to go to. You can't be too much of a robot. Then you're Tiger Woods and you have problems.
Yeah.
You can't be too much of a crazy person. There has to be a little steam.
Have a vice.
It's got to be a little steam blown off. Once a couple times a season, you and your teammates, you go get shit-faced in somebody's backyard and you wake up under a tree.
Right.
It's good for you, and it's a good life experience for you that you need to have it once in a while. And he didn't have it.
Yeah.
And
ask Bill Cosby what that straight living looks like.
That's what I mean. My thing. I don't trust anybody who's got no vice.
You don't drink or smoke or swear or anything?
Well, if you're an
weirdo.
I have a rule. If you don't curse and you're an adult, you're a pedophile. I'm positive of it. If you never curse, I'm talking never, and you're mad at other people for cursing, and you're an adult, I guarantee you touch kids when they don't want you to.
Because
fucking guarantee it.
You got to keep it clean for the kiddies.
You are a pedophile. Normal people, adults, something happens and go, fucking asshole. That's just adult world, man. So anyway, he's a weirdo. He initially, though, he signs a letter of intent. He's going to go play college baseball, which, I mean, you're turning down a lot of money. Because you're going to be a top major league draft pick. If you're going to be a lower draft pick, it doesn't matter. You play college ball, try to raise your stakes. But if you're going to be a top draft pick,
high school?
Yeah, you are talking about millions of dollars in signing bonus. So that's irrevocable. That's your signing bonus.
Right.
So you're talking about, do I go to college and play for free and do all of that, or do I immediately in 2 months get $8 million in my bank account? Which would I rather do?
Why would you do the other?
Because a lot of times if you do well in college, then your price is even higher.
Okay.
Because teams like the college guys because they're more mature and they're more major league ready because they're 20, 21 years old when they come into the league. Whereas an 18-year-old kid, that kid's never been away from home.
Right.
So his first couple years on the road, you're just trying to get him to know how to do his laundry, or not do his laundry, but get food for himself and
it's just bouncing him in
not
different
be
directions.
homesick. And it's a different thing. So there's more work has to be put into a high school player, and they're less of a sure thing. If a guy's good all through high school and then amazing all through college, college, he's showing a consistent level up.
Sure.
Whereas if a guy's great in high school, you don't know if it was just shit competition or... So you're getting more money. So anyway, he then decides, fuck that, I'm going to the majors. Or I'm going to baseball. I'm going to get drafted. I don't want to.
Really?
Yeah, he goes, I don't want to play baseball.
Skip college.
Well, what they do, too, is he signs a letter of intent, and that puts more pressure on the teams, too. So then you have to declare whether you want him or not type of thing. And for him, he can do that, get drafted, because they draft kids that are going to college just to see if they can sway him away. So he can go here. If he gets drafted too low, where there's not that much money, he can go to North Carolina State.
Okay.
If he likes the draft position and he can get a big signing bonus, he'll go there.
Okay.
So it makes sense for him. And the draft here is 99 MLB draft. And number 1 overall pick by the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, Josh Hamilton.
Holy shit.
Number 1 overall pick. Guess what? You're signing that contract because you're getting millions.
And to Tampa, who's got, they're fairly new at that point.
Oh,
Is that
they were
their
brand
first
new.
season?
99.
Yeah.
This is their second year.
They've got all the money.
Because 98 was Diamondbacks and Devil Rays. So 99. They want to
people.
build something, you know, and they're looking at him as a, that's a future building block. Number 2 overall, another Florida team, Florida Marlins pick, Josh Beckett.
Oh.
So there you go. They're 1 and 2. Two, good picks for a while here. Nobody really that great gets picked again till number 9 overall is Barry Zito, the A's pitcher there for a long time, and then Ben Sheets to the Brewers right after him. Old Ben Shits there. Alex Rios, Mike McDougal, Carl Crawford's in this draft by the Devil Rays in the second round. Brandon Phillips, Justin Morneau.
A lot of these guys could still be playing. A shit pile of them.
Yeah, Hank Blaylock in this draft. A lot of guys. Yeah, there's so many. Shane Victorino, fucking Albert Pujols.
How about that?
13th round.
Really? Pujols are that
round.
deep.
So Hamilton and Pujols got drafted together.
Poor bastard.
Number 1 overall.
Yeah.
Number 402 overall.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Wow.
Jake.
And Albert, wherever he's from, that's not that embarrassing of a name. And then he got to America.
Yeah, and they were
everybody's like, what?
What's up, Albert?
Your last name is
and
asshole?
Albert asshole.
Your last name is shithole? What is happening?
How'd that happen?
What happened
How'd you get shithole as a last name?
Shithole.
He decides to sign with the Devil Rays. He goes, fuck it, I'll just do this. Signs for a signing bonus of $3.96 million. So would you rather go to college or have $4 million right now?
That's not bad.
If you're 18 years old, what 18? Dude, I would, if I was 18 and you said you can have $4 million or
Don't give me the or.
Huh? What?
Yeah.
We're done with or. I'm already going to, the bank's this way, right?
Yeah.
Where are we going for that $4 million? But there's an or. Fuck you. Do I get $4 million?
I already decided I never have to work again.
Yeah.
So just give me that.
Do I get $4 million in the or? Is that a possibility? Is it or $4 million and something else? No? Well, then fuck you.
Or you can have $12 million. What?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
No, thank you. Jesus Christ. So 99 goes to the Devil Rays, and this is just single A in rookie ball. Appalachian League. He plays in Princeton, New Jersey. And then he plays for the Hudson Valley Renegades, which is the team where I'm from in New York. It's right there on 84. Kid that I sat next to in first period my senior year was their mascot.
Oh.
Yeah, he had the big stupid raccoon head in his car all the time.
There's a Hudson what? Renegade? Got it.
Hudson Valley. Yeah. And now they just are, they're the Yankee affiliate.
Really?
Yeah. They went from the Rangers to the Devil Rays all around, and now they're the Yankee affiliate this year.
Yankees.
That'd be nice. Yeah. You could see the
right
guys
there.
coming up. So Josh that year, he's just basically trying to play. He plays like 72 total games and has a .312 batting average. So
doing well.
They don't care then. They're just trying to get you acclimated to the road. So if you hit .312 with 10 home runs and 55 RBI and 18 steals, you're like, this fucking kid's going to be ready real soon.
Real.
Yeah, he's real. 2000, before the season, he is the preseason Baseball America, which is the scouting, whatever, number 13 overall minor league prospect.
In the country.
In the entire minor
world
league baseball system.
That's great.
Pretty goddamn good. He plays in 2000 for Charleston in single A. So South Carolina, they send him to single A to kind of, like they said, the rookie ball is just get your feet wet.
Yeah, and it's close to home. That's great.
This single A is you're actually going, you're going to go play a whole season. You're going to play some more games. It's 96 game season. So
Lord.
It's a little longer. Get you on the road. He has 391 at bats and hits .302. shit, 13 homers, 61 RBI, 14 steals. So, again, take him to the next level. He doesn't slide.
Yeah.
That's pretty goddamn good. So much so that before the 2001 season, he is the Baseball America #1 prospect in the entire...
In all of it.
All of everybody who's not in the majors.
He's Mr. Baseball.
He is Mr. Baseball, the one everybody's looking at.
Joshy Baseball.
Joshy Baseball. He's the guy that whenever trades come up or anything, they're like, other teams want to throw him in the mix. And they're like, nope, not even happening.
Not happening.
He's our guy. So much. That's impressive. I mean, to get... What a fuck! Imagine having that life. Nobody ever looked at either one of us as
for anything.
No, it's like, oh man, the future's so unlimited for that person.
Yeah.
That never happened with us.
I was so not wanted. My dad didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't meet him till I was 28.
Yeah, we were like, people with us were like, oh, I hope you're not homeless. I hope you pull something together. Like,
so unwanted. I was grateful to be paid $50 for a show.
Quite often,
a lot,
and up till a few years ago. Yeah. As a matter of fact. Up until...
over the moon, grateful. So excited.
Up until, what, about 3-4 years ago?
5 years ago at the most. Was like,
and we'd still do it.
Yeah.
We'd still do it.
We still had shows. We still had this 5 years ago.
Yeah. Now we don't do that for other reasons. Yeah. It's not even for the money. It's a principle thing.
And time. And I don't want to...
It's time, too.
...ruin my weekend for that.
Nope. Well, and it's what you're doing is you're using me to draw...
Yeah.
To draw people for so someone else can get paid.
Right, so somebody else makes money.
No, that's not how this works. No. If we're going to go somewhere, we're going to get paid for it, not some fucking other guy who half the crowd didn't come to see.
Right.
Not happening.
No,
so,
thanks.
yeah, it's us. So, let's just say this grace. This is grace for Josh, I think, right? #1 overall prospect, $4 million in the bank.
That's awesome.
Raised as the golden boy. Everybody loves him. He's the top prospect. He's #1 overall draft pick.
It better not be Grace.
That's Grace. Baby. That's Grace. He's got problems.
Joshy Baseball.
I'm telling you, you can't get a better beginning than this. He is 20.
That's fantastic.
$4 million and the greatest player who's not currently in the majors. Like the guy that everyone in the whole league is drooling over.
They cannot wait to get him into baseball.
And you're paid and you're well liked and everybody thinks you're polite and nice and fuck, I had none of this.
It's Johnny Manziel before he got an ego.
Before he turned into Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, before he started making dollar fucking...
Man, this is so... And it's different from a lot of our guys, honestly. They don't come from this sort of thing. The problem is before the 2001 season, this is why there's grace, because there's a trigger here. He is in a car with his mother and father.
Oh, no.
And they are T-boned by a dump truck.
Oh, fuck.
Which is rough. They're driving a pickup truck and T-boned by a dump truck.
I assure you, that's a solid-ass pickup truck.
They're
from North Carolina.
Yeah, no,
that's a nice
it's an F-250.
That's a nice damn truck.
It's a big one. It's a big old Dodge Ram. It's a big one.
It's a Cummins.
Now, I was T-boned by a Dodge Caravan in the mid to late 90s. While I was driving like those like 4x4 Nissan pickups, like the little ones with the high
hard body,
like the tie up tires.
They call it
not the little one, but it was like a 4x4 one.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck it's called.
It's just a hard body pickup truck, right? What year was it?
It was like an 85.
Yeah, it's a hard body. That's what they call it.
I don't know, whatever.
They didn't have a model for it yet. Yeah. They didn't call it like the Nissan Frontier.
It's just the Nissan thing.
It's just the Nissan hard body.
And my dad gave me that because my car is a piece of shit.
Great trucks.
Fucking destroyed this thing, though. Destroyed it. It was twisted.
Yeah.
It only had two wheels on the ground, and they were in opposite corners of the car.
No.
That's how hard she fucking hit me, and I hit a curb and flew all the way around. It was really bad, yeah. That's why my neck's fucked up to this day. I hit, the car, then a curb, and then I landed into another car. So I had
Nissan hard bodies didn't have airbags.
No, fuck. It had a door that was tinfoil, and she hit me right in my door.
Oh, no.
Didn't hit me in the other side. My passenger seat was more than halfway onto or my driver's seat was more than halfway onto the passenger seat. That's how hard she pushed me over with her fucking Grand Caravan, which is why my neck is fucked up.
Yeah.
Got hit with a Grand Caravan and then hit two curbs and a car. So it was like 3 fucking whiplashes in a row.
Bang, bang.
It's bad. So anyway, that's...
Oh, it's 4 bangs, James. It's bang from the car first.
That's
then curb, car. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that was bad. That's what happened.
That's horrifying.
It was
How
fucking...
scared were you?
Oh, dude, I was mad. Yeah. That's the thing.
I'm sure.
The funny thing is...
A lot of people, when they get scared, they get mad.
Well... I don't know, because
how dare you scare me?
I'm a different. I don't know. I just dropped my friend off. As a matter of fact, my friend Kevin. I just dropped him off at his house, and he saw me pull out and go onto the road, and then he watched this lady plow into me.
Oh no!
And he said it was fucking horrifying to watch, because he said the way the car goes, he goes, "Oh my God, he's dead."
Right.
Like, he thought I was, because it was right in my door. The door was all plunged in.
Yeah.
He goes, "There's no way I thought you were alive. I thought you were fucking dead as
And
shit."
I watched it.
He goes, so he starts running across the parking lot, the store's parking lot that was next to his house, toward the car to fucking try to get me out of the car, I guess.
Right.
He's running toward it. He goes, "I totally thought you were dead." He goes, "I was fucking preparing myself to see your, to see your bloody remains in there.
Inside out in your car."
He goes, and the next thing you know, I see your head pop out of the window, and I hear, "You fucking cunt, bitch, bastard. I'll fucking strangle you, you fucking bitch." And that was me climbing out of the window, threatening this woman's life who hit me, going, "You fucking cunt, bitch, get out of the car. I'll fucking kill you." Now, not the nicest thing to do, but she almost killed me. So I would have fought her at that point. She was like a 70-year-old lady, and I wanted to kick her fucking ass. I said, "Get your..." I swear to God, I was ready to fucking kill her. She fucking almost killed me, dude.
Yeah.
It was all her fault. She went through a thing and plowed through. It was totally her fault. It wasn't an accident. It was her not paying attention.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kill her, dude. So anyway, he was like, "I knew you were okay once I heard that." Because not only
at least alive.
Not only is he alive, he's got all his senses about him, because that's the exact reaction I would expect out of him.
Or there's internal bleeding and he's going to drop dead in the middle of a fit.
I was covered in glass.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of glass is falling all off of me as I'm screaming shit. I'm like taking out of the hood of my jacket.
Yeah.
Glass is flying everywhere.
That's
I'm like,
terrifying,
fucking
man.
bitch. Yeah, it was bad. The cops were there, and I was yelling at them, and I've been yelling at this old lady from across the parking lot, and they go, "Look, I get it." One guy goes, "Look, I get it. This one's..."
It's egregious.
I'd be mad. They were like,
this
is all on her. Like, it was one of those where they didn't even... Everyone was cool with me saying this. That's how
it hurts
much it was her
to
fault.
be T-boned.
It hurt
It's
bad.
not good.
No, it was fucking awful.
No.
And then I didn't have a goddamn car.
Yeah.
It was like right before like it was the end of my senior year in high school.
You need that.
And I delivered pizza for a living, so I had no job. I had no car. I was so fucking mad. It was bad stuff. So destroyed my life. Thank you, lady. So
Josh and his family are hit the same way.
By
a little bit bigger of a truck.
By a dump truck.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So that a dump truck, I can't imagine the impact there. Josh injures his lower back. His mom, who was driving, suffered even more injuries than that. And so they all ended up going to the hospital and all this sort of shit. But Josh has a back injury, and he can't really play right now because he's got to recover from a back injury. So obviously, now at this point, though, he's got free time because he can't play, and he's got $4 million in the bank.
Yeah.
So you give a 21-year-old kid $4 million and no job
and free time.
I don't care who you are, you are going to fuck that up
There's
bad.
going to be some trouble.
There's going to be trouble. What he started doing is he started hanging out in a Bradenton, Florida tattoo parlor.
What?
That's what was his hangout.
Why?
So he's always covered in tats. Half of them are from this era when he was just hanging out at a tattoo parlor.
Why do you do that?
Unless you're selling drugs to people, there's no reason to hang out there unless you do tattoos or sell drugs.
Or get tattoos.
I used to sell drugs to tattoo parlor people, and you do that. But not...
People that go into tattoo parlors generally enjoy drugs.
Yeah, sometimes. Nowadays, no, because
now it's everybody.
It's 60-year-old ladies who plow into you with minivans with tattoos.
Your IT tech has something tattooed on his fucking arm.
Doesn't mean anything anymore.
The 010010, all that shit tattooed on his forearm.
He's got
fucking code.
He's got ones and zeros. He's got digital code in there.
Or the Matrix thing tattooed on his back.
He goes, if this code here, it's actually Rolling Stones painted black. 0 and zeros and ones.
If you were to scan this, you'd go to the MySpace website.
It's a UPC. It's a real one. Jesus, you could read it with the scanner on your phone. So he starts hanging out and getting shitloads of tattoos, and also starts hanging out with the tattoo parlor people.
Sure.
And the tattoo parlor people, you know where they love to hang out when they're not doing tattoos? Give you one guess where they like to
crack houses.
No. What other business might they go to?
Bars.
strip club,
Yeah.
Jimmie.
Hell yeah.
Bradenton, Florida.
You betcha.
Yeah, strip club. They're going to the strip club.
Hanging out with fucking...
So this is what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's turned into Florida trash.
Yeah.
The epitome of trash. Hey, you want to go from the tattoo parlor over to the strip club?
Right.
Cool.
Let's go over to
Woo!
Ace Tattoo in the Dollhouse. That's what we're doing tonight.
It's going to be great. Come on, it's Wednesday. It's C-section scar day. Come on now. It's all C-section afternoon. It's going to be amazing. It's the best on this day.
Lobster lunch and C-sections. Let's do it.
It's going to be so good, boy. I tell you what.
Lobster in the afternoon, crabs at night. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know what I mean, buddy. Right? You know what I'm talking about.
Unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And that's what his life
has turned into.
Literally devolved into.
From everything being wonderful to I'm going to go to the strip club, or I'm going to go to the tattoo parlor, get some tats, and then when they close up shop, we'll all go to the strip club and hang out. And I'll probably pay for everything too because I have $4 million, so everybody knows that.
Nobody else in here has $4 million.
Yeah, I feel like he's picking up a lot of tabs.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And trying to be cool. Oh, and when you hang out with people, not all of them, obviously, when you hang out with Bradenton, Florida tattoo trash and you go to fucking trashy strip clubs, you know what you end up getting into there?
What?
Well, number one, of course, booze, because you're going to the strip club, so everybody's going to drink. But that particular section of the world really has a hankering for cocaine.
Yeah.
Those two worlds mixing.
Yeah.
If you could be
a handshake.
Yeah, it's a lot. Tattoos and stripping and coke and all this type of, and 2 o'clock in the morning, and it all goes together. And Josh is happy to wade into these waters.
Oh boy,
because he's got nothing else to do.
You can't go to work.
Nope, free time's a bitch, and
I can't. Oh God, Jesus! As much as it's a dream, this sounds amazing at 21. I'm gonna be honest.
That's what I mean.
21-year-old me would be jacked.
Yeah. Oh my God!
So thrilled.
$4 million. I never liked coke, or strip clubs.
4-wheel drive with a smokestack in it.
I don't like tattoos, strippers, or coke, but the rest of it sounds great. I like the money.
This is a Brantley Gilbert music video. That's what this is.
Yeah,
boy,
this is getting bad.
Yeah.
And he's in Florida too, where it's all. And he said later on that his first line of coke was like, that was his true angels sang.
Yeah,
it was. You hear this a lot from people who become serious addicts, where the first time they had something, they were like, I knew that was the greatest thing in the world. That was pretty cool.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the normal drug thing, is somebody takes something, they go, yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yep.
But they're like, oh my God, it was I heard harps played.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Artie Lang says that about heroin. The first time he tried it, he said the first time he tried it, he goes, this is going to be a problem. This is great.
That's what I'm saying. And
this is already the best thing in my life, and I'll never stop this.
Never. And that's what he said. He said the first line of coke, he said later on, it gave him the adrenaline rush the same way he felt when he hit a 450-foot home run.
Wow.
He said it was the same fucking rush.
Better than sex.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine what it feels like to hit a 450-foot home run. It's got to feel amazing.
Yeah. In a game, forget
just
it.
To fucking smack some shit and then watch it go that far. Holy
As
crap.
9 men on the other team in different uniforms
just stare at it and then turn around and act like they're really concerned with their shoelaces or something on the ground in front of them, or that one lace on their glove that won't quite be right. I'm going to fix that.
That ball doesn't matter to me now.
Well, that's none of my business.
That one's for somebody else.
Once it crosses that plane, it's like, none of my business anymore. I got other shit going on.
That's for a drunk dad somewhere.
I'm out.
A few miles from the glass spires of Midtown Atlanta lies the South River Forest. In 2021 and 2022, the woods became a home to activists from all over the country who gathered to stop the nearby construction of a massive new police training facility, nicknamed Cop City.
At approximately 9 o'clock this morning, as law enforcement was moving through various sectors of the property, an individual, without warning, shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper.
This is We Came to the Forest, a story about resistance.
The abolitionist mission isn't done until every prison is empty and shut down.
Love and fellowship.
It was probably the happiest I've ever been in my life.
And the lengths we'll go to protect the things we hold closest to our hearts. Follow We Came to the Forest on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. can binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.
Have you ever gotten a message out of the blue? Maybe you ignore them. Or maybe you end up in conversation. Maybe they tell you about an amazing offer. I can really show you how to make some money. And maybe that gets you into a lot of trouble. But this isn't a story about people like you, the people receiving these messages. This is a story about the people behind the messages, on the other end of the line. Thousands of them, working in a microcity built for scammers. From Wondery, the makers of Dr. Death and Kill List, comes Scam Factory, a new series about survival at the expense of others. Follow Scam Factory on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Scam Factory early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.
So he said from then on, oh, did he love Coke? Right away. It was, I mean, why wouldn't you? The thing you love most is playing baseball because it's that rush of hitting that home run, and now you can get that without even hitting the home run anytime you want.
But I am 40, and I know that $4 million does not go far.
Nope.
Not when you're dropping $9. Probably, I'll bet he's dropping $1,000 on bar tabs for him and his nudnik friends.
Buddies, he's pissing money away.
$1,000 in a second.
Pissing money away. Also on drugs, it goes quick. On Coke, it goes really quick.
And they're doing shots in the bar. They're not sipping Amstels.
No, Coke is the worst too. I can't.
It's expensive. Man.
No, it's just the worst. I hated Coke. I tried
so much.
It's so bad, dude. It doesn't. I don't know what feeling you're supposed to get, but it just makes me more me, which is exactly the opposite of what I'm going for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm just all. I don't want to be like that more. I don't want to be all. What's going on and fucking all hyper fucking aggressive and like really picking shit apart. I don't need that. I need to. Might be good for you.
I kind of do.
Like weed keeps me.
I like weed. It's just I don't like.
It keeps me at like a societal level of functioning where I'm not a psychopath.
I like being high. I don't like being stoned, and there's a very fine line between the two.
You like a little buzz.
If you give a little too much, then you're fucking. It's over, and I'm like, I can't do this with anybody. I gotta go home.
See, that's how I am.
Somebody give me a ride.
I need to leave, and I can't get there. I need to go, but
and then
I can't.
That becomes an issue for me, and then I try to communicate with somebody. I turn my head, and then that feels like it took 5 minutes, and everything's fucked. Yeah. I don't like being stoned.
It's kind of like how I am with booze, where like you see me, I like have a glass and a half of wine, and I'm like, that feels good. That's enough.
I love being shit-faced.
There you go. Ugh, I hate the feeling.
I don't like the bubble guts from like beer anymore. I don't like being drunk from beer. I like whiskey and wine and sometimes tequila because it keeps me like it doesn't take a lot and it's an even keel. It's a smooth ride.
We figured out what substances are.
It takes fucking 20 years to figure it out.
What substances agree with you and what substances are, I guess. I don't even know what I want to say. Detrimental or not or whatever. But I'll tell you what, Coke is rarely a plus in someone's life. Rarely a plus.
I don't think I've ever seen a functioning cokehead.
I mean, I have, but it always turns bad. Yeah. It always eventually gets out of control.
You're not functioning anymore.
No. So he had a torn quad muscle and a back injury and an elbow injury. So he was kind of really having a tough time here with all this shit.
Legs, bodies, arms, he's fucked up.
Yeah, he only plays in 27 games in 2001. He's in Double-A he starts out, but then they end up putting him back in Triple-A to try to work everything out. He hits 200.
Oh.
So not great.
It's over.
He's injured. Yeah, it's over, man. That's why Grace.
Yeah.
No, he's got a lot of good coming up. 2002 season comes up and he's healthy for this. He's the number 18 prospect now because, he was hurt and everything like that. But he does well this year. Single A again for 2002, or A+. It's like the mid-level deal. 56 games. He hits 303 this year, 9 home runs, 44. So back on track.
Yeah.
That's it. He's a 300 hitter again. Everything's fine. 2003 season, he's the number 33 prospect in the whatever, in everything. Because he's getting a little older now, of course. During spring training of 2003, everything's great. Healthy, back, gonna do it well. He fails a drug test. He fails a team drug test.
What is it?
Ooh, that's not good. It's coke. He does coke.
Okay.
He's into coke.
Stays with it.
He's into other stuff too. He'll do weed and whatever, but I mean, coke is his baby.
That's his ride or die.
And later on, it's crack.
Yeah, because he can't afford it eventually.
Well, also too, I mean, if coke is intense and crack is more intense, why wouldn't I just smoke crack? Why would I stick to this low-level
I'll
shit
tell
here?
you why, because nobody thinks crackhead is a positive label.
No, well, cokehead rarely is either, but
it's much better than crackhead.
It's a couple of ticks, but not too much better. It's instead of sleeping in an alley, you're like, fucking stealing from your relatives. It's a different deal.
Right.
Crackhead's when you've been kicked out for stealing from your relatives already, then you're a crackhead. But cokehead's not good either. It's a fucking mess.
Cokehead's just somebody unreliable.
Yeah, it's a goddamn mess. Coke is never good for anybody. So he fails a drug test, and at the start of the season, he shows up late several times during spring training.
Oh.
And this is coming up in the Devil Rays camp. It's
Really?
major league training camp.
Oh, no.
You can't do that in a major league. You just can't.
Right.
There's no fucking way they're gonna keep you around.
You're in the system now.
You're in spring training. You're trying to make the team. You got to be perfect, and you're not only failing a drug test, but now showing up late too. You seem like a fuck up. So midway through, they reassign him to the minor league camp.
Uh-oh.
They're like, you're not even hanging around here anymore, asshole. You go with the people who are definitely not making this team. So he leaves the team, and then he resurfaces a few times, and he would disappear for a week.
Oh, boy.
From the team, from minor league team. He'd just disappear.
Uh-oh.
And they'd be like, where the fuck is Josh? We don't know. And then he'd show up again and he was fine, and then he'd disappear for a couple days.
Oh, no.
This is a bad sign.
Yeah.
How would they not see that and go, I think there's a problem here.
Right.
We need to get him help. He eventually takes off the rest of the season for personal reasons.
I'm gonna take a little vacation. Indeterminate. I'll be back.
Take a quick powder for, I don't know, half a season or so, but I'll be spending that $4 million. Don't worry. I got that going for me. So,
oh my God.
what the kind of balls do you have there? There's a lot of fucking balls. He was hoping to return to spring training with the Devil Rays in 2004, but he was suspended 30 days and fined for violating the drug policy put in place. So he's fucked there. Failed test is one. There's a positive result for a drug more severe than marijuana. They won't publicly ding you for that one, but it's coke or some shit like that. So a month later, they suspend him for the entire season after 2 more failed tests that month.
What?
He knew the stakes. He knew they were testing him. They told him, you're going to get tested over repeatedly now for the next month, blah, blah, blah. And he fucking did it anyway.
Wow.
Enough to where they just suspended him for the rest of the season. 2 more failed tests in a month.
That's expensive.
Dude, that's not good. That's expensive, and it's fucking, well, he doesn't get paid shit for the minors anyway.
But it's fucking up your life.
It's fucking up your life.
Yeah.
You're throwing your life away for this shit. He couldn't stop for a month.
No.
Just a month to get clean tests and go, oh yeah, it was just an anomaly. Holy shit. He's a disaster.
Yeah.
During this time, this is when he's really in bad shape. I mean, he's a mess for the next few years. He meets a businessman. He meets a guy named Michael Chadwick. Okay. Now, this guy's a businessman. He's got some money, and he's also a former addict.
Yeah.
So he's trying to help Josh. He sees Josh as a guy who has all the potential in the world, obviously, and who, is throwing it away. So this guy wants to help him.
What's his incentive?
He just wants to help him.
Okay.
He's a guy, he helps drug addicts and tries to do counseling and shit like that.
Yeah.
So he's trying to help people who in a position he was in as a successful guy. And he sees this guy, and also, so what? He has nothing exactly personal, but if he gets this guy back on track and then he gets in the major leagues, and then he's a hero.
Yeah.
So he could make you feel good for like that anyway.
Okay.
So, and maybe he's just a big Devil Ray fan and really wanted to shore up the outfield.
It really wants a reason to wear that stupid hat.
Yeah, it's a dumb hat, so he doesn't know. So Chadwick also has a daughter, who we'll talk about in a moment here. He makes an attempt to steer Josh in the right direction, and Chadwick's daughter is named Katie.
Yeah.
And Katie ends up as Josh's future wife.
Okay.
Katie has a young daughter at the time from a previous relationship. Katie, you might also know from one of the Real Housewives shows, and more importantly, because I'll talk about it because I watched it, and it's just crazy. She was on that Marrying Millions show as well.
Really?
With with some like 20-year-old boyfriend who was a friend of her daughter's.
What?
It is weird, dude.
So she's made a career of marrying people with money?
No. She's the one with money.
Oh.
It's some 20-year-old
dude. 20-year-old dude scooped her?
Some like gigolo dude, yeah. He's got like this puffy Fraggle hair. He looks like Sideshow Bob. He's a fucking moron, this guy. And she's like, so are we hanging out tonight? And he's like, I don't know, dude. Like, he's like playing video games. She's got like 3 kids. She's like 46 with a fucking big giant house and millions of dollars. She's like, I don't know, my girlfriend wants to hang out with me and like buy me Rolexes and stuff, but I got like Call of Duty tonight. I'm supposed to play with like 3 dudes.
I got a
Somalia.
pizza on the way.
You know, yeah. Fucking ridiculous.
I don't want them knock on the door of an empty house. That'd be rude.
Fucking rude, dude. Then they'll ban me from Uber Eats. Now, if I get banned from the Eats, then what am I going to do?
What am I going to do?
I'll starve, bro. I already got banned from Grubhub. So you don't want to get banned from Grubhub, then what? You're done.
There's no hub for my grub.
There ain't no hub for my grub, man. I mean, I looked, but I was like, oh, where's my hub? Oh, looks like I ain't getting no grub.
And this bastard is marrying a woman with bunches
Would like to.
What?
It's wild, dude.
How does
oh, don't worry. We'll talk about it.
Wouldn't it be great to be handsome? Is he handsome? For Florida, probably?
Not really,
No?
I don't think. But I mean, it might be if you're an older person,
Yeah.
he's younger.
All right.
You got to look at it that way, I think. It's a matter of objectivity and subjectivity here. So it's all in the eye of the belooker.
The poon holder?
of the poon holder. Beauty is in the eye of the poon holder.
Absolutely.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
So Michael Chadwick tries to steer him in the right direction. He meets Katie. Katie, during this time, he's sort of likes Katie. This guy's trying to help him. He's trying to figure out baseball. He says in this time he would, quote, wake up in the cab of my pickup truck or in places I didn't recognize with people I don't know.
Oh, no.
He described waking up in the front lawn of a trailer that he didn't recognize in some shit area somewhere. He just woke up, was like, I don't know where the fuck I got here.
Oh.
Don't know what I did last night. Don't know where I am.
That doesn't give you a clue, Josh?
Don't know where my car is.
What?
Who knows?
Where am I?
Where am I?
I've never.
Literally.
Yeah.
Not just, where am I? Oh, okay. No, I don't know where I am.
I've had moments where I go, where am I? And then it's my own bedroom. Thank God.
Imagine it was a strange front lawn of a strange trailer.
No.
How much panic would set in
Oh,
at
my
that
God.
point?
I'd be checking for cuts.
Yeah, where's my, do I have both my kidneys?
Yeah.
Jesus
Anything
Christ.
been harvested?
Nothing harvested. Wait, it's my butthole sore?
Yeah.
No, okay. So okay, that's
Do
helpful.
I still have my foreskin?
Yeah. Is there jizz stuck to any part of me? No, good.
Start licking the inside of your mouth to make sure it doesn't taste like it.
No pubes in there. That's good. No
Checking
pubes in
each
the mouth.
tooth.
Not good. Jizz here, jizz there.
Oh, boy.
He said at this point, oh, my God, this is wild. He, well, later on, he'll end up marrying Katie, obviously. So I'm not really spoiling that. But he will end up at one point pawning her ring for coke.
Oh, no.
For coke, Jimmy.
Not for rent.
No.
Oh,
for
God.
coke. He stole her ring and pawned it for coke. Imagine that. He burned through, this is amazing, $100,000 in crack in 6 weeks.
That's fast.
Dude.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
How much?
That's so much crack.
How
dude.
big of a pile is that?
That's so much
Of
crack.
rocks, that's a
Are you
lot.
giving other people crack?
You have to be. You have
But
to be
he's-
supporting somebody else's
Crack's
habit.
not a social drug.
No.
Coke, everybody hangs out, does it
Yeah.
together a lot, but crack's
very personal.
Crack's personal. Like
Yeah.
2 people will go smoke crack.
Yeah.
Like they're like a team that
Right.
gets crack together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're crackies.
They're crack like Dope Sick Love. They're
Yeah.
cracky teams.
Right.
But like this,
This is weird.
100,000 in 6
Oh,
weeks.
boy.
Imagine spending
100 grand.
100 grand. How terrible would you feel about yourself if you spent 100 grand on drugs in 6 weeks?
Yeah.
I feel so.
I felt like a scumbag. I put $1,000 in a stripper's thong one night.
When was this?
Oh, a long time ago.
I was going to say, not recently.
No, Jesus,
You
no.
have kids,
I
Jimmy.
am cheap as fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you don't know how cheap Jimmie is. So
Yeah.
I was like, when did you do this? What did she do? She saved your fucking mother from a burning building or something?
2006, I refinanced a house.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I had 40 grand in my pocket.
Oh. Not a wise decision.
No,
still.
I put 1,000 in a stripper's thong, and I felt like a piece of shit
I bet.
for so long.
I bet.
I had buyer's remorse.
Yeah. Well, Not buyer's, just giver's remorse because you didn't buy anything.
It took me about 4 days to like get over that.
I bet. That's a waste of fucking money.
It was a while.
That is a waste of money. It's nice.
Yeah.
Someone working
listen,
that you give, but you could use $1,000 more, and I'm saying that to give anybody. If you could afford it, it would be one thing. If you're a millionaire, but if it's refi money, you'd be giving that away.
There were so many days between that day and my divorce that I really wished I had not given that woman that money.
I bet. Damn it. $1,000.
Whoops a daisy.
So,
and that's not $100,000.
No.
Right.
So yeah, no, $100,000. 100.
And he got to enjoy that $100,000 for 6 weeks. I got like literally 6 minutes.
Yeah, that 6 weeks for him. I mean, for me, it sounds like a nightmare. A 6 week crack binge sounds like a fucking nightmare. But if you love crack,
it could be great.
That's the 6 weeks of paradise you just went through. Like that's all.
That's the Bahamas for 6 weeks.
Every crackhead would dream of just 6 weeks of smoking as much crack. Your only limitation on how much crack you smoke is from how much crack you can smoke.
Right.
Not from how much you can afford.
No, or how much you have.
How much you have. Just how much can you smoke.
How much can your body take?
Sounds awesome if you're a crackhead. So he does this. He ends up, like we said, he's going to marry Katie eventually here, and going to kind of try to help him several times get into drug rehab and all this sort of thing. Now, Katie had no clue that he was even into drugs until about 4 months into their relationship. I don't know if she wasn't paying attention or what, but she finally suspected he was up to something because, I don't know, she's not blind. And then they broke up for about 1.5 years because he was on drugs. Now, also, Tampa Bay at this point found out that he's a drug and an alcohol addict.
Break up too.
Yeah, they everyone's breaking up with him. The team, his girlfriend, they are especially concerned about his crack habit. They don't really think that's going to yield positive results for the future. They don't see, their cleanup hitter crack being a good supplement for him. Try HGH or something like that, maybe. But
the
not
rocks
crack.
on a championship ring are rarely crack.
They're rarely crack, and he'd probably try to smoke his championship ring rocks. They decided to send him to a rehab center, and they did that. So he leaves for a little bit and goes to a rehab center. First of, I think this is the second, third time he's been in there, but it's innumerable times of going to rehab. So 2004 season, he does not play at all.
Oh, boy.
No playing, rehab, recovery, that sort of shit. November 2004 is when he gets married to Katie. Katie decides to marry him. I guess he's doing well, trying to stay clean. And she's going to marry him. December 2004, she's pregnant.
Oh, shit.
So now he's really got to get his shit together. Not only does he marry, now he's got a little girl, or I think it's a little girl coming. He's got, and also his wife has a daughter from a previous marriage. So he's setting an example for somebody right away. That's there. So he's got a lot of pressure on him. 2005, he doesn't play. Again, he doesn't play all year. Tampa doesn't want him to play. They think he's a mess, and they want him to.
Number one draft pick.
Millions of dollars, and he's just in rehabs and shit and relapsing, coming back. So will he ever play again? They must be thinking. It's been years. Is he ever going to fucking play again?
Pan out at all?
This is his third year of not playing.
Fuck.
Like he's not played as much as he's played. So that's got to be discouraging. I'm sure they've kind of written him off by now as not going to be shit for him anyway. May 21st, 2005, he is arrested.
Oh, boy.
This is a problem, especially when you're trying to show this body of good work behind you to try to get back in.
Progressing.
Yeah, he's sober for almost 8 months, and it's his 24th birthday.
Oh, boy.
And, I
guarantee you sobriety would be much easier for people if it weren't for those goddamn birthdays and New Year's.
Automatic celebrations.
It's a party built in.
Automatic drinking days. Yeah. Well, we've built in some people need an excuse to drink. They feel bad if they drink, even though they're an adult, they can drink whenever they want. They feel like they need an excuse. So we've built in all these little excuses. peppered them
all over the place throughout the year,
all over the calendar, to make sure to stay reasonably reasonably tipsy throughout the year.
Right.
Yeah, it's exactly. Yeah. Well, I'm going to be shit faced that day. Then we're going away that weekend. There's no way I won't get alcohol poisoning if we go there.
Work's even scheduled your schedule there to coincide. Listen, 5 p.m. Go home and drink.
Go home and drink.
Friday, go home and drink. Then do that for 3 days.
Yeah, and then come on
back. We'll start over.
Sure, your mood will be great with no alcohol on the third day.
And Monday, 8 a.m. Sure, you'll be nice and cheery,
bright-eyed and bushy-tailed,
saying good morning.
So it's no shit. So he goes out with Katie and her friends and his friends, and he starts to drink, which is not okay for him at all. For him, one drink turns to a crack rock in an alley in like 2 hours. No shit.
In 3 drinks.
Literally. Wow. One drink and he is on the path to waking up in a strange trailer's front yard. That's just how he is. Some people, they can't handle it. He really can't handle it. And I don't know, like I said, maybe if he drank, he seems like there's just an addiction thing in him. But otherwise, maybe if he drank a little in high school, he would have known how to temper himself. Right. Like in Britain, in England, they don't have the amount of binge drinking that we have here. Yeah. They don't do it the same way because the kids are allowed to drink when they're teenagers. First of all, they can drink legally when they're 18. Yeah. But when they're teenagers, it's acceptable. The parents give them beer or wine at dinner, and they know how to have a drink or two and go on with their night.
And the difference is how it's portrayed, too. In England, like, drinks it's a mature thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You're an adult when you can end. Here, it's
and
like...
they get shit-faced, too. But, I mean, they also can drink and not get shit-faced. Whereas a kid over here...
Oh, God.
If he's touching alcohol, he's going to drink as much as he can till he's sick.
Thanks, MTV Spring Break.
Yeah.
You made it fucking look like a party.
It was going on anyway.
Idiots.
Yeah. Everybody's an asshole. So he starts to drink, and Josh's personality flips very quickly when he starts to drink. He turns into a different person, apparently.
Really?
He starts arguing with Katie while they're out. By the end of the evening, he had jumped up on a friend's pickup truck and shattered its windshield in a parking lot. Wow. Yeah. Also tore a rear view mirror off of the guy's truck and threw it across the parking lot as well.
Incredible Hulk.
97 miles an hour. Hurls a fucking rear view mirror across the parking lot.
Get over there and catch me.
Yeah. Josh smash. He's Josh need crack. And then he starts fucking just down the street fucking stomping and shit.
Does he have a chemical imbalance that this just like agitates
he's
something?
He's got some people, any kind of substance, man, it just, boom, it clicks and they turn into a different fucking person.
Maybe he's allergic, James.
I don't know. It's weird. You see it all the time. It's totally off subject, but the show Below Deck about the boat people there, they have currently they have this chef on there. She's really, really good. She's a fucking amazing chef, funny, cool, all this shit. When they go out, she has one drink and she's like fucking going up on the stage, taking the mic away from the fucking singer at the bar, going over here, yelling shit, telling people to eat her cooter. Eat my cooter. And she's like, and they're like, oh my God. She was the nicest person 15 minutes ago. Now she's like...
now she is turned into a Bethany from Florida.
Fuck, man. You know that look that drunk people have where you can't tell if they're joking or angry and really? they don't know either? You know what I'm saying? They don't know if they're angry, how they're going to react.
Yeah.
They're not sure.
You don't know how to react to what they're doing, and then they don't know how to react to the way you are reacting to their fucking unquestionable behavior.
It's so weird, dude. That's the type of shit that she does, and I feel like that's like Josh. One drink, and he's like, what's going on over here?
Is it just an excuse to be how he wants to really be?
I don't know. We don't know the psychology or the chemical or the combination of the two. I mean, I think that's well beyond our pay grade in terms of science and psychology.
He's a sure wild card.
It's a wild card, yeah. So he had done all of that, and he gets arrested by Cary, North Carolina police, which is right outside Raleigh. My dad used to live there. He said, quote, I was actually more in control when I used drugs than drinking. That's what he said. When I drank, I was mean and angry. After 8 rehab centers, I also figured out... 8. He's like 20 fucking 3.
Unbelievable.
I mean, wow. Good effort, I guess, but it's not working. It's not sticking.
He believes in it.
He believes in it. He says, after 8 rehab centers, I also figured out that when I drank, that's when I started using drugs. That's the other thing. That loosens him up to do drugs. 2 drinks, 1 drink and he's belligerent. 2 drinks and he's in the front lawn of a fucking trailer smoking crack.
It took him 8 to absorb that that's true, but I guarantee you in the first one, they told him, when you do drugs, you drink, right?
Yeah, or other way around.
I mean, when you drink, you end up doing drugs, right? They told him that. For sure.
Tell us your drug stories.
Right.
And every time you go, you notice every single one of those starts with, I went out drinking.
Yeah.
And then it ends up with,
Right.
I woke up with fucking shitloads of, with that crack taste in my mouth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Covered in diesel soot.
Morning crack breath covered in diesel soot. It's not a good feeling. In the front yard of a strange trailer in Bradenton, Florida. That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's a fucking nightmare.
You see the little badge of the dealer on the tongue of the trailer they're staring at.
You know it.
And you got to know it's all gone downhill fast.
Oh, Christ.
Oh,
Not even the gators will come near you. You're toxic.
And that guy wakes up and goes, not again.
Not again. Oh, God. I did it again. He says that his wife was fearful of his behavior around their daughters also and would, fucking kick him out of the house and shit like that. So he said he was ashamed to call his grandmother or to call his parents, so he'd end up at his grandmother's house. That's the only person that would take him in, and he felt less shame, I guess. So, yeah, this was bad, the punch in the windshield. But he punched the windshield. That's how he broke it. He fucking punched a windshield till it broke.
Takes a lot.
Yeah, it does. And then, wow. And then also, this is the best part of it. Broke the windshield with his fist.
Yep.
Then he took the rearview mirror, ripped it off, threw it across the parking lot. Then he got a baseball bat.
Oh, my.
Didn't use the baseball bat to break the windshield or the rearview mirror. Bare hands for that. Took a baseball bat and broke it over his knee like Bo Jackson after that. Just to say, smash, rip, throw,
Break. What the shit?
I'm in a rage.
I am so strong.
I'm so angry and strong. Holy fuck, man. So it's misdemeanor damage there to property. And he has a court appearance later on. Obviously, this isn't boding well for him to try to get back into sports here. And he says, don't write him off yet, though.
No?
That's what he says. He's been working on his swing for more than 2 months, and he's in good shape. I mean, he might be getting arrested and drinking and smoking crack, but he's in good shape.
He's got no body fat.
No, he's slim and he's tight. He's sinewy.
Yeah. He can see his muscle fibers.
Oh, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
He says, quote, I feel great.
Yeah.
I bet you do. This crack is awesome. I feel really good right now. I feel great. Everything is fine physically. I believe I can still play. If Randy Johnson was on the mound and I was at bat, I think I could hit the ball and put it in play. That's how confident I am.
Wow.
So that's...
Yeah.
He has not played a drop of baseball since July 2002. It's been 3 fucking years.
Wow.
Baseball's not a sport you take off for years at a time. You take off a month and your swing is screwed.
Right.
Like it's so built and built and built.
And over a few years, pitchers come and go, and eventually you have different style pitchers pitching in
different
there.
Things
and
coming.
The game's just different.
It's a different game. 3 years is a long time.
Is.
Really long time here. But this last mistake here, he's hoping that baseball's not happy with that, and he's hoping they'll let him back in. He says, quote, if they ever let me come back to play baseball, I'll make it. If I ever get back and make it to the majors, if I never get back and make it to the majors, I guess it wasn't meant to be.
Okay.
So he's ready to resign the whole thing here. And under this is sort of like the sales, Jimmie, the sales, but it's not really the sales because it's from a few years ago. But what the fuck, Tampa? This isn't a Tampa newspaper. This whole section is just jerk off spas.
It's Tampa.
But this is the regular newspaper.
Right.
This isn't like the, LA Weekly or something. Yeah. This is, here's the Oxygen Spa. They claim Oriental massage, steam sauna, shiatsu, and Swedish massage.
Yeah.
7 days a week.
For your cock.
Open till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Which is when you really need therapy. That's when most of your therapeutic massages happen in the middle of the night.
Just in case you wake up in the middle of the night and your neck and cock are too tight.
It's both of them. Or either one, really. Yeah. Either one. Here's another one. Magic Spa. All new staff. Okay, we got rid of those old girls. You know how many jerks each one of them had in them? Those hands had like 10,000 jerks apiece in them. We had to get it out of there.
We knew the mileage they were good for. We got new ones.
Oh, yeah. They claim, quote, magic massage.
Why don't you just say it? We know what that means.
You will magically jizz after the massage.
This is going to be the most magic. There will be a celebration afterwards. You'll see.
And then my favorite
White
part.
fireworks.
It's going to be awesome. It's so magic. We're magic in here. Walk-ins welcomed next to Burger King. That's my favorite. It's next to Burger King.
Pop in anytime.
So you could literally go get yourself a magic massage and then grab a fucking Whopper on the way out. That's amazing. That's a wild place to be. Then right under that, has nothing to do with anything else, golf all day. $35 for golf, and then it goes to Japanese spa, steam sauna, body shampoo.
Ew.
Body shampoo.
Well, you know, because you got to wash the jizz off.
I guess so. Japanese massage, $60.
Got to wash off the tummy puddles.
I guess so. To get in your belly button there. $60 for this.
Oh boy.
Then I found one that they've just given it up on even the ruse.
We have transported many Asian girls here for your pleasure.
Fresh shipping crate just here from Philippines. Ready to jerk you. Their tiny yet powerful Asian hands will
hug you like silly putty.
Will milk you like a cow. So that's what's happening here. This is my favorite one. It just says barely legal escorts.
Yeah.
So they're young too. Barely legal escorts, very beautiful girls. All races.
Ew, gross.
Then it says in call, out call, call for your free visit. I don't think anything's free with this. 73109, blah, blah, blah. Money back guarantee.
But it's free.
It's free. Then there's a couple more. I'm sorry to go off on this, but it's just hilarious to me. Here's another one. The Joy Luck Spa. And that's written in like the Asian-y style letters, like on the front of a ramen noodle package. Let's see here. Relaxation massage, Swedish massage, steam sauna, satisfaction guaranteed.
Yeah.
That takes up half the ad. In other words, we will jerk you and you will like it. That's an easy one to prove too.
Yeah.
You can't jerk somebody off and have them come and then them say they're not satisfied. Like, you are satisfied. I
see it.
Here's one. J Spa. Yeah. What do you think that stands for?
Jerk or Jack?
There
What should we
go.
call it?
Jack Spa. There's another one offering a body massage and body shampoo and Japanese massage for $60.
Body shampoo.
Body shampoo.
It'll lather right up, I swear.
I swear to God. Then there's this one that just says, great sex, exclamation point.
They're finally just saying it.
Yeah. 1 hour pleasure in 5 minutes. Now available.
What?
This is a medication.
1 hour pleasure in 5 minutes.
5 minutes. That sounds like an Asian immigrant said that. 1 hour pleasure in 5 minutes. Fast acting. This is medication. Works in minutes for erectile dysfunction, penile curvature. I don't know how a medication would
it's gonna make
solve
it straight.
that.
You're going to iron it out.
Erection enhancement.
Okay. Make it bigger.
Enhance your erection. So, speaking of enhanced erections, in summer of 2005, Josh and Katie's pregnant with Sierra, who's their daughter who will be born. They're separated, okay? And she is pissed off at Josh for doing drugs and going out and being an asshole in general, fucking up his life and ruining theirs.
Yeah.
So she gets a restraining order against him.
Okay.
Yeah. She ends up saying, quote, I thought God would use the birth of our daughter to snap him out of his addiction. When it didn't, I was at a loss. I had a lot of anger, bitterness, and resentment toward Josh.
Okay.
Which makes sense, minus the God part. The rest of it is perfectly reasonable. She sought counsel from her pastor, who, unless he has some sort of experience in drug counseling, I don't think he's really the answer here. I think you need someone who knows about that, probably, which he might be. We don't know. A lot of times pastors go to do that, and who knows? Might be his thing. After some of them, that's like their specialty is recruiting addicts and,
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. I'm going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
a big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this white Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
a big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
Addicts. So after she aired a list of grievances about Josh, she expected the guy to be like, well, why don't you fucking leave him? You know, this is bad for your kids and all that sort of thing. Katie says this, quote, he said I needed to forgive him.
Well, that's built into the Bible,
Yeah,
so I get it.
A lot of that in the Bible.
Yeah.
I was like, no way. Are you kidding? That sounds so like, I was like, no way. Are you kidding? Like, oh my God. Like, he's been smoking crack.
Right.
The pastor was like, forgive him. I was like, no.
Well, no way.
Like, no way.
Are you kidding?
Are you kidding? You got to be kidding.
Oh, boy.
He said by sitting home and replaying everything Josh had done, it was affecting her, not Josh.
Okay.
So basically, you're just hurting yourself by replaying everything he did. You need to forget all about that. Forget all the shit he's done to you.
Yeah.
All of that and just move on. It's affecting you, not Josh. And she said, and he was right.
Oh.
Okay.
Excuse?
Yeah. Josh is at his grandmother's house when Katie calls him. Mm-hmm. And he says, quote, she said, it immediately took all those feelings and bitterness away from me. If you hold unforgiveness against someone, it strangles you. But when you forgive, you cut it. Yeah, that's true. But then when you bring them around your kids and they smoke crack, it's a totally different problem than your emotions or what you hold or cut or any of that shit. They said that she said that they definitely wouldn't have been married still without the pastor saying that and phone call and everything. So mid 2005, daughter is born.
Yeah.
Sierra's born. Josh is clean for 3 days after the birth.
Wow.
Stays clean for 3 days. And then he ends up diving right back into booze and crack.
Oh, no.
With a 3-day-old baby. Well, the wife's busy with the baby, so there's plenty of crack time out there. Rather than helping her, I'll go smoke crack. His wife would ask him to run errands, go pick up a prescription, go do that. He'd be gone for hours, and he'd go to the bar instead and get shit-faced, and then he'd come back hours later with nothing, and just a disaster, a mess. He couldn't even get a simple A to B task. Go here, pick this up, come back. Nope.
Drinks instead.
Drinks, crack, everything. Who knows? Comes back the next day with or without the thing that you needed.
Oh, no.
That's bad, man. Yeah. You can't depend on this person at all. At some time during this, his father-in-law, Michael Chadwick, that's the guy, he's the one intervening in all this shit because he used to be a drug addict too.
Right.
He tries to intervene, and the reason he has to intervene is because Josh apparently has run out of money. Either that or he's decided he's not going to pay everybody because Josh is in trouble with some drug dealers in town.
Oh, no.
And the father-in-law, how would he know about that?
Right.
He knows about that because the drug dealers threatened Katie.
Oh, shit.
So now this guy, the father-in-law's got his daughter, and 2 granddaughters, mind you.
One of them brand new.
One of them brand new, and his daughter, and they're being threatened by drug dealers because this fucking asshole can't keep himself clean.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably, that would be very, as a father of a daughter, I would be.
I'd be over there.
We would be having some chats.
Let's sit down and
We'd
have a
be
drink.
having some chats.
I'll have a drink.
I'll have a drink.
We'll have a talk.
And we'll have a talk, exactly. So he has to intervene, and he has to kind of try to get Josh out of trouble with these drug dealers. And this guy has his own very unique way of doing it.
Yeah.
This'll do it. He dressed up in a black trench coat and brought with him 2 sawed-off shotguns.
Oh, my.
And went to talk to these drug dealers.
What?
The father-in-law showed up looking like some kind of,
Yeah.
I mean, that guy means business. If he's black trench coat, 2 sawed-offs, I go, what are we discussing?
Like the guy from Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
Just popping in and smoking a cigar.
Fucking, yeah. If he had grenades hanging off of him, it would be perfect. So he told the drug dealer, quote, I have your money. So he's paying him. He's not telling him to fuck off. He goes, I have your money. If you even try to talk to my son-in-law again, I will become someone you really don't like. Okay. That's what he said. So when someone says that after they brought 2 sawed-off shotguns, you probably believe them.
And you're being paid, so you've got no interest in this man any longer.
Yeah. He's caused you trouble.
Yeah.
First he owed you money, and now he's got some crazy, but I don't want to deal with this guy anymore. So then they're separated at the time, Josh and Katie, but he still was, this is what I mean, they weren't even together.
Yeah.
But that's what ended up happening. So Josh ends up then, he's living with his grandmother now, Mary.
Jesus.
She confronts him and lectures him and says that he's a person who deserves a better life than this, and you're fucking your life up, and you're a bum, and things that only a grandmother could say to you in a certain way. My grandmother, my Jimmie, ma, what the hell are you doing? Ma, why are you smoking the crack cocaine?
Ma, you're ruining your life.
Ma, you smoking the cocaine. I don't know why. She said that one time.
The cocaine.
Yeah, she found a weed bowl from my aunt's cousin was over there and found a weed bowl, and she started screaming and freaking out. And she goes, they're smoking the cocaine. She had no idea. So then they laughed because they were stoned, and she beat the shit out of both of them. So that's how it works.
Yeah.
So anyway, he says that his last day of drugs at that point, October 6, 2005. He says at that point, turns it all over to God.
Oh boy.
As we know, don't find religion. It's not, if you're an athlete, it's just not the answer for you.
Jesus take the wheel is not the thing.
We have proof of that, and it's called 242 episodes.
It's called every show.
It's called, it's literally clinical proof.
Yeah.
We've gone over the data,
clinical
the evidence.
We have it.
It doesn't work. It's just one more thing for an athlete because it's an ego thing for them, so it doesn't work.
At this point, it's not anecdotal.
No. So there's something that happened with Grandma here. The doorbell rings at 2 a.m.
Oh boy.
Mary opens it and looks out the window, looks out the peephole, and sees a stranger who she thinks is a stranger, but she opens the door anyway at 2 a.m, which is strange for a 75-year-old woman. Very friendly, apparently. And it's Josh. She didn't even recognize him. He has lost 40 pounds.
Oh, no.
At this point. 40 pounds lighter, hasn't slept in days. Gray skin, just looks like a completely different person. Sunken cheeks, eyes are glazed, the whole deal. He looks like shit.
Yeah.
And he says hello, and he tells her that he's a drug addict.
Yeah.
And he says that Jesus Christ, he was mad at one point, so he was telling how he had burns on his hand because he put 4 cigarettes out on his hand and because he was mad.
Angry at himself.
Angry at other things.
Okay.
So that was just like, he made himself. Okay. Yeah, not at himself, at other things.
Those are bad burns.
That's a bad burn and a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
It's a psychological, definitely an issue. He says it's not terminal, but there's no cure. It's hell on earth. It's a constant struggle, and it's going to be like this for the rest of my life. He tells his grandmother about all of this, and they had to sell their house. Him and his wife had a house that they had to sell because they had no fucking money.
Yeah.
He had $85,000 left in the bank out of $4 million.
Yeah.
2 young daughters. Drug dealers and are mad at him. He owes rehab clinics money. He's got all sorts of fucking problems. He says, quote, I wish we could get this is his grandmother. This is a very old lady thing to say. Quote, I wish we could get those drug dealers, put them on a boat, stuff them in bags, and throw them overboard into the ocean.
It's their fault.
That's what she says. Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Exactly. It's no. They don't knock on the door. Very rarely they knock on your door.
They don't come looking for you.
That's the thing here.
You come looking for drugs.
You go, they stand in one place,
right,
and you come to them. It's like a store.
Yeah.
It's everything. So Hamilton here, he said that he was tired of living a lie, and he had tried to kill himself a few days earlier on an overdose of pills, but he said it didn't take.
And then I woke up.
He woke up. He said it's like the 4th or 5th time he's tried this, and apparently he's got a good tolerance and he can't do it. He's a big guy too, so I don't know if he has the dosage down.
Jesus.
He said, there was a night I even thought about jumping off of a building. He said, I had nothing to live for, so I tried to give up. There were lots of days like that. I let so many people down. I really didn't think I deserved to live. Jesus Christ, that's rough.
Josh.
He says, he said he was just so much crack and coke. He said, but he tried everything. He tried heroin. He tried every drug that he could get a hold of. If someone had it and that was all there was, he was doing it.
Sure.
Just whatever it is to not be sober. Josh. Yeah. He said, quote, it got so bad at the end that I just started smoking crack. I did it so much it was like smoking cigarettes.
How about that?
He's just smoking crack like nothing.
Millions of people want to be him, and he can't.
Yeah.
He can't exist 5 days in him.
It's fucking.
Wow.
That's
He'd rather
insane.
be anybody but.
Can you imagine?
No.
I mean, obviously he wants to burn himself. Let's give him. Let's let him describe something for you. Let's let him describe a night. Let's do it in their own words for Josh here. In their own words, quote. I remember one time I woke up in a trailer with about 5 or 6 total strangers. It must have been 98 degrees in there. There was no air conditioning, nothing. My truck was gone. I had no money, but I didn't care. I was just looking for that next high.
Wow.
So that's Josh's life. That's Josh. Don't know where my car is.
Who cares?
It's 100 degrees and humid in here,
cares?
But who's got crack?
Oh, boy.
That's great. He went from Minnesota to California to Florida to North Carolina to Arizona, going to rehabs and trying to find some help here. He when he's on the right path here, a portion of his return to sobriety is shown on the Learning Channel reality show, The Real Deal. TLC, I remember this. Right? Yeah, because this was TLC. This was a big deal because he was this number 1 draft pick who went to shit, and now he's trying to make a comeback. So it's an interesting story. And this is when I first heard of him here. It aired March 31st, 2007, and it chronicled the renovation of shoeless Joe Jackson's house, which is pretty cool, I guess. Yeah. The owner of Trademark Properties hired Hamilton as the construction foreman on the show. That's how it worked there. And they was negotiating the contract of a minor league baseball team and entertaining the idea of giving Josh a chance to play again. So this is how far he's fallen. He might play on the reality team's baseball, reality show's baseball team.
Depressing.
Not exactly number 1 overall draft pick. 2006, the Rule 5 draft comes along, and this is how you can pick up kind of guys who aren't, who are kind of letting go by other teams and have certain amount of time. If you have a guy, then he's up for Rule 5 draft where you have to. There's all sorts of weird rules in Major League Baseball in terms of rosters. He is drafted by the Cubs that day from the Devil Rays as in the Rule 5 deal. So that's something here. He said that this it was all facilitated by a manager named Roy Silver, who owned a baseball academy in Florida. Roy Silver, Jimmy. So I had to swallow. I was like, his name is Roy Silver.
Fascinating.
And he wants to take him under his wing. Like, if we made a movie about some shit like this, our character's name would be Roy Silver.
Sure would.
It absolutely would. After hearing about Hamilton's desire to return to baseball, Silver offered the use of his facility if Hamilton agreed to work there as well.
Yeah.
And show kids what to do and shit. So Hamilton started working there in January 2006. And Silver says, quote, he pulled up in his truck with a bicycle and a couple of fishing rods in the back. He had his hat pulled down over his eyebrows. He was smoking cigarettes. His skin was not a good color. He gained his weight back, but he didn't look too far removed from his last binge.
Yeah.
Not good.
No.
When that guy pulls up, you go, oh
boy.
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted.
But he stuck around. He worked here. He slept on an air mattress at the facility. He cleaned the toilets. He mopped the floors. He cooked meals, cut grass, raked dirt to earn time in the batting cages and on the field.
Oh, God.
That's what he did. He worked there so he could play there. He attended a weekly Bible study and worked with kids, and he began to get his shit back together here. Silver said, I love calling him that. He says, when he lost that identity of Josh the baseball player, he crashed and took on the identity of a drug addict. We wanted to get him where he could be a husband and a father again. Let's start there.
Yeah.
He attempted to play after a few months with an independent minor league team, but the MLB stepped in and said, you're still owned.
Oh, yeah.
You've been drafted. Right. People have the rights to you. You can't play for anybody else. So June 2nd, 2006, he was allowed to work out with minor league players and participate in minor league games. This is before they traded him, or this is before he got sent to the Cubs there. And they ended up putting him on waivers and making him available for any team for $20,000.
Okay.
So $4 million it cost him when he first came up. His stock has dropped to $20,000 from $4 million.
We'll give you him for $20,000.
20. That's just the claim fee. It's not even like a thing you have to pay for him. Nobody even put a claim in on him.
Wow.
Nobody.
Oh, God, that's got to sting.
Yep. And then that's when he ended up on the Cubs, and then he's purchased by the Reds from the Cubs, which is interesting. So he is on the Reds for a minute here, which is, you don't remember that at all, probably. It's Josh Hamilton, you don't even think about him on the Reds. But he is. In 2007, he makes his way to the major leagues.
Wow.
At age 25, almost 26, finally gets there.
Where you should.
Yeah.
But not
should have
after
been there
this
20.
road. Yeah.
Yeah, 21 tops. He could have been like, come up young like Derek Jeter and play for 20 years. And he instead.
A lot of guys get in at 25, but
that's fine.
Not after this road.
Yeah, not after they hadn't played for 4 years, 5 years. I mean, 2002 was the last time he played.
Crack binges and waking up in trailer parks.
Not good. This is a shit Cincinnati team. They're 72-90. Their manager gets fired halfway through the season.
Yeesh.
David Ross, Scott Hatteberg, Brandon Phillips, Edwin Encarnacion, Adam Dunn, that big redneck.
Yeah.
Ken Griffey Jr. still roaming the outfield there. Not bad shit here. Pretty good. So April 2nd, 2007 makes his major league debut. He is the 16,645th youngest player to make a debut in the majors.
Okay.
So not young is what
Should
I'm
have
getting
been
at.
the youngest.
Could have been very young.
Yeah.
Versus the Cubs is his first game. He has one at bat, and I guess he's out. That's it. But in 2007, he plays in 90 games, so platooning, 298 at bats, and he hits 292. 19 home runs, 47 ribbies. Those are big numbers.
Yeah.
If you double that at bats, that's 40 home runs just about. That's that's a big guy.
He's doing it.
Yeah. But to comply with Major League drug policy, he has to provide urine samples at least 3 times a week.
Okay.
So he is constantly pissing.
That's a lot of piss.
That's a lot of piss. You got to be drinking a lot of water. They always want your piss.
Yeah.
Every time you turn around, oh shit, I need to give you piss. Okay. So the Rangers coach, one of the Rangers coaches said of the frequent testing, quote, I think he looks forward to the tests. He knows he's an addict. He knows he has to be accountable. He looks at those tests in a way to reassure people around him who had faith.
Sure.
That's good. He says it's proof that hope is never lost that he could do this. And he makes $380,000 that year.
Not bad.
So, yeah, you take care of your family with $380,000, I would say. Not bad at all. So, December 21st, 2007, though, he's traded by the Reds to the Rangers for Danny Herrera and Edinson Volquez. So 2008, he's with Texas. Again, a shit team, 79-83. Ron Washington was the coach there. They get good after this, and he's one of the reasons why they get good.
Really?
Yeah, Josh is amazing after this. This is this team has what? Ian Kinsler, Michael Young, David Murphy, Milton Bradley.
Oh, no kidding.
Our old pal, old Milty boy. So Texas here, he has 624 at-bats in 156 games. So now he's a full-time player, and he rewards them their faith with a .304 batting average, 32 homers, 130 ribbies.
Shit.
530 slugging. He's crushing it. Absolutely fucking crushing it. It's a hell of a stat line. Not bad. 35 doubles. Awesome. Doesn't steal bases anymore, but he's a power hitter. He's not on base enough to steal them. He's crushing shit. He is an all-star this year.
Awesome.
Silver Slugger.
What happened?
Best hitter at his position and 7th in MVP voting.
Ex-crackhead.
Crackhead 2 years ago, smoking crack in a 98-degree trailer. Now, fucking all-star.
Awesome.
Crushing 30 home runs. Makes $396,830.
Okay.
Not bad. In 2008, he also starts him and other people. I don't know who these people are. Brian Welch and Greg Ellis. Greg Ellis, is that a football player?
I don't know.
I don't know who those are. It says other celebrities such as. Who the fuck are they? I don't know. Some celebrities, I don't know who the fuck they are.
Somebody knows who they are, right? They've got to.
It's not like they're in a band. Brian Welch. Oh, he was in he was in Cream, right? Yeah, okay.
Midnight Oil.
Big celebrity. I know him. Sure, why not? That's the other guitar player in U2, right? It's a bass guy. So
I feel like anybody that's in their 40s or 50s could say I was in Midnight Oil and nobody would fucking know.
Nobody would know unless they were the bald guy.
Yeah.
Unless you said I was the lead singer. They go, you're not a weird big bald guy.
You're not a bizarre, herky-jerky bald guy that dances weird.
I played bass in Midnight Oil. They'd be like, oh,
that makes sense.
I don't think all I've ever seen is the bald guy dancing around weird. Wow, okay.
He really took all the attention.
He really did. Handsome man to take all the attention, right? Show him.
Yeah. Whose plan was that?
How fucking hideous were the rest of them? That's the question.
That's why we only know one of your songs.
That's it.
Because I was like, I'm not sitting through another for that guy.
Jesus Christ. They were around for a little while.
Yeah.
I think in Australia they were
I
big.
know one
forever.
song.
Yeah, the one that was big on MTV.
How do I sleep?
Yeah, that one. I remember that. It was on MTV when we were kids all the time.
Yeah.
So these celebrities, these members of Midnight Oil, appeared in testimonial videos called "I Am Second."
Okay.
What do you think that's about?
Second to Jesus?
Oh,
yeah.
Second else to what, Jimmy?
Yeah.
In which they share stories of recovering from drug use with the help of the Christian faith.
You betcha.
He gets all Christian-y now.
Why does God get the fucking the reward and credit for your hard work?
Yeah, how about Ron Silver?
Yeah,
Talk to
how about that guy?
Fucking silver-haired middle-aged white man brought you in.
How about the guy that gave you a job?
Yeah.
And let you clean shit.
How about the one that gave you his daughter and then fucking
There's a hero.
kept drug dealers away from you with shotguns? Why don't you
give that guy credit?
Nope, all Christian.
It's all God all the time.
All God, all the time. 2009, Rangers are 87 and 75. Pretty good here, getting better. August 8th, 2009, mid-season, there's a problem here. Big problem. This is not from now. This happened in January in the off-season, but it becomes very public in August, in the middle of the season at the worst possible time. And it is a pretty lousy relapse that he has here. Has some problems. He's doing spring training workouts at the Athletes Performance on ASU's campus in Tempe.
He wasn't even at the training facility. Surprise?
He's doing some other shit there, I guess. And he rented a condo nearby there.
You idiot.
He rents a condo in Tempe, and he wants to stay sober.
Right.
All it is kids walking around throwing up on their shoes for being so shit-faced. That's all that fucking place is.
The campus moved the fraternity shit off campus because it's a nightmare.
It's too much. This is also right by where his condo is, right by Maloney's, which is a tavern that's no longer around, I guess. So he went in there one night like a fucking idiot. And people saw him and watched what happened that night. Apparently, it was spring break.
Oh, that too.
Not good.
Spring break, spring training,
spring break.
All the excuses for people to get naked.
Yeah, but it says it was in January, but then it said it's spring break. But if it's
March.
It's March. So yeah, I don't know why it's in January.
Yeah.
So it's early on a weeknight. The bar's a little bit empty though. It hasn't filled in yet. You know, Tempe's a late crowd. According to one person who's a former employee, quote, this big guy strolled into the bar and politely asked if they could change the television station to the MLB network. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
He likes baseball. And it's funny because there's pictures that I'll show you where you can see fucking Al Leiter talking about shit on the MLB network in the background. It's hilarious.
Just discussing
shit,
all the baseball stuff.
Yep, and it had just come out, the MLB network, in January 2009, so this was like new, too. Yeah. So here's where it went from, can I watch the game, to a little while later, he's taking this picture.
My. Shirt off.
Oh,
what is that?
Yeah, that's a chick with
What's
her hand
down below there?
on his dick.
Oh, God.
So he's got 3 college girls around him. All their eyes are blacked out. They all have their tongues out. One is licking his arm.
Yep.
One's just kind of nearby getting in the picture. And then the other one is down below.
At his waist.
Like high with her mouth out with her hand right on his dick.
Webbed out like hand spreading like Spider-Manning his cock.
Here's his cock. And she's like, I found a cock. That's the look on her face. Here
and
it
he
is.
has no shirt on.
No
in the bar.
shirt. And it's very much a public place. And he's making a number one gesture.
Is that a headband? What's he wearing?
Hat.
Oh, it's a
backwards hat.
Okay.
With a number one.
That's the bar. The bartender took this photo.
Number one, babe, right
Wow.
here. Yeah. Then it gets worse.
Mm-hmm.
That's the next one.
What is
that
this?
we have?
What do I see?
By the way,
he's
body
taking
shots.
body shots.
There's a girl on the young lady here on the bar who has like whipped cream and shit all over her chest.
Yep.
And he's got his face in between her tits, and
Yep.
another girl's taking the shot out of her mouth. They're doing the whole thing.
Wow.
He is right involved. His hand is on
a breast.
Well,
What is
down
that?
here it's below a breast. Looks
Yeah.
like either on her stomach or like kind of like on
Holding her still.
Holding her still. And there's a round table discussion on the MLB network in the background. You see Al Leiter. Who else is on there?
Is that Mark Grace?
It's the guy, the one guy, Matt Vasgersian, I think. He was in the middle. He was one of the hosts in the beginning, and Al Leiter and somebody else are all
James,
on
are
there.
her tits out?
They're her bra is out. Her shirt is, he's holding her shirt down.
Okay.
Her shirt's down, and
Yep.
it's just her bra. He's holding her shirt down as he goes in, almost
boy.
looking like he's examining her,
Yeah.
her breasts. Like
He's giving her
his nose is an inch away from her tit.
Yeah.
But he's got a very concentrated look on his face. It's
Are
very
those
strange.
tits?
Are those tits? Next time shot, we're at this one now.
Oh, boy.
Now it's him on the bar, laying down shirtless, and they have drawn a whipped cream around his nipples and a trail from his neck all the way down to his crotch.
This is a married man.
Married man, 2 kids.
Wow.
One of the young ladies is also sitting on the bar behind his head with her hands pinning his arms down, with her legs pinning his arms down, and she's holding his hands so he
that
can't
get up.
So he can't like cover himself or, if he's tickled or whatever.
What the fuck?
And then the other girl is clearly about to mount him.
I have never had 3 women this interested in
She's crawling. She's crawling on top of him in a mounting position, while the other one is perched above. That's hand crotch over there from earlier.
Yeah.
She's perched above with the whipped cream, admiring her handiwork
in her dick hand.
And has he? in her dick hand. It's right in her dick web.
Yeah.
And have you ever seen a more satisfied look on a man's face than you see right here? He looks the most content a human can look right now. He looks like, it's a warm day. And
that's a man 2 years removed from crackhead behavior, and he is now basking in the glory of 3 college girls loving everything that he does.
Everything about
everything.
Him. So then it progresses from that.
Oh my, there's more pictures.
So that's the next picture.
What is he doing? Oh, is she throwing up?
No.
What is it?
She's bending over.
Yeah.
And he's humping her butt.
Wow.
And look at the look on his face.
He is thrilled.
He's like, She's like bent over on a stool while he mocks doggy style on her. And she's okay with it.
Likely listening to something by Lil Jon.
Yeah. So that's the course of the night.
Holy shit, 2007 was great.
Oh boy, look at him. Douchey as shit.
Whatever.
2008, yeah. Now, one of the waitresses went to get the manager to change the station when he asked when he came in there, said, can I watch that? The manager came out and saw Hamilton, and he introduced himself. Josh did. He said, hi, I'm Josh. They made small talk, and the manager said, baseball season didn't start yet, right? And Josh said that no, and he's a baseball player, and blah, blah, blah. The manager was a baseball fan, but not a big baseball fan. But he finally was like, oh, yeah, I've heard of you. Because, there was a lot of pub about him out there. So he's like, okay. He was in the home run derby was the thing. That was his big claim to fame. Okay. So he says, oh, you're the home run derby guy. And Josh said, yes. He said, well, just for that, let me buy you a beer, the manager says.
Okay.
Not knowing that Hamilton, he hadn't started drinking yet. He just came in and asked for the MLB network. So this guy just said, oh, you're the home run derby. Let me buy you a beer since you're sitting in a bar and you're an adult.
Right.
I figure you're probably here for alcohol.
You're of age.
Don't know that you're an addict that can't do this. So he says, sure. And, Josh said, sure, why not? Because he offered it to him. So from there, he drank, he charmed, he, the waitress and bartenders were like, when they leave shifts, they come hang out with him and all this. He was just the star of the show that night.
All day.
Shots are poured. He's drinking.
No.
He's doing shots, body shots.
Yeah.
Girls are lining up. He's got whipped cream all over him. Shirt came off by the second drink.
Yeah.
He's doing his thing. The person who took the photos arrived about 9:00, and that was the condition he was in by 9.
Holy shit.
That wasn't 1 a.m. He was pretty well wrecked and But he was friendly.
Yeah.
Everybody said he was real friendly, having a good time, just shit-faced.
Sure.
He didn't even mind the photos. Obviously, he was posing for them. He's got a number one signal up. He's posing for these photos.
Should have been holding up 3 fingers. 3 girls.
3 girls.
Look at it.
Should have been holding up a fucking round zero. I'm turning my life into this. Fuck, I'm ruining it.
Yeah.
So he's very friendly. He didn't mind the photos. He's hanging out with the wait staff. By the way, the body shots were, I think, 2 of those girls were wait staff there as well. He joked that he was going to. He joked that he was the guy who took the picture, joked around and said he's going to send the pictures to ESPN. And Josh said, I'll kill you. You better not. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think here? So the girls ended up leaving. And at that point, Josh is just wrecked. Yeah. I mean, stumbling around. And he is so drunk that once the girls left, he goes back to his manager friend and he's like, hey, man. Cool. He goes, you know where I can get some blow?
Oh, boy.
So now he wants Coke now.
Yeah.
So the manager says he didn't know, which I find hard to believe.
He knows.
Every Tempe bar manager knows where to get Coke.
He knows very well.
Please.
Yeah.
Every Tempe bar employee knows where to get Coke.
It's in the back.
It's,
where they made your burger.
Hold on. Yeah. Let me get Bill.
Right.
Bill! Coke here wants to buy some.
Guy wants something from you.
The fuck out of here. So the manager didn't know. So Josh says, all right, well, then let's go to a strip club.
Me and you.
Oh,
boy.
So he says, sure, and they take him to lay girls. Good God.
That's not a strip club, P.S. That is an all-nude club that does not serve booze.
No.
It's probably the best place for him.
Yeah, for him, no booze and nude girls.
He's about to be pissed.
Yeah, I would say so. And not good, though. He the next day, it all comes out. He revealed it. He revealed that he told his wife about it.
Yeah.
He told the Rangers about it.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball. He had to tell everybody about it.
Yeah.
And he said that he admitted he had very, very little memory of the whole night and didn't understand the context of the photos or didn't remember taking them.
Oh, no.
No, he was like, wow, news to me.
Yeah.
People were showing him that, and he goes, I guess that's what I did last night, because he had no fucking idea. It's like, oh, looks like I was having fun anyway.
Look at the smile, honey. It's fine.
Yeah. He didn't see the photos after the release. He found out about them by his wife calling him and describing them to him over the phone.
I'm sure that was a comfortable conversation.
That was a fun one, I bet. Yeah, this is after he already admitted he was out, but then she got to describe exactly what was. Oh, in this one, you have a look of ecstasy as you rub your cock on a bent-over college girl. That's this one.
You rubbing your cock on her after she Spider-Man'd your cock.
Spider-Man.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, and then whipped creamed you.
Oh, my God.
Fuck, man.
Oh, Jesus.
So he called a press conference on August 8th.
Yep.
Because it became public. So he had to call a press conference to do it. He addressed the photos. He apologized. And you know what? Let's let him tell it here. We won't do it in their own words because it's long and it's not that funny.
Yeah.
But it is what he said.
Okay.
So he says, quote, I'm embarrassed about it. Personally, for the Rangers, for my wife, my children, and my family. I would say so. It reinforces one of the things that I can't have is alcohol. It's unfortunate that it happened. I was out there getting ready for the season and took my focus off the number one factor in my recovery, my relationship with Christ.
Oh, boy.
It took my mind off my relationship with Christ.
Took my mind off my Jesus.
You want to see pussy. You love strip clubs. Stop acting like that's what you like is Jesus. You like strange.
Yeah.
That's what you like. That's fine.
It's fine.
Admit that
Just
and
stop
be
lying.
like, I like strip clubs, but I can't be drinking and doing coke. You know, why does it either have to be, I either have to be a complete addict or I have to be in love with Christ, one or the other. You know, there's a fucking middle ground there
is,
also.
yeah.
I don't do drugs except for weed, which is fine. It's legal. I don't do drugs. I don't really drink. I don't do any of that. And fucking, I don't care about religion. So not that makes me better, but it's like, I don't know. You could have a little of this and a little of that. No moderation with this guy.
Nothing.
It's either waking up in a trailer or I have to be at church 5 days a week.
Yep.
There's no in between, which I guess church is better than crack trailers.
I either do all the crack or all the Jesus.
That's it.
One of the two.
So he said, I hate that this happened. I wasn't mentally fit or spiritually fit. It just crossed my mind. Can I have a drink? Obviously, I can't. 1 drink leads to 2, and 2 drinks leads to 10 or 12. When I was in AA, one saying I heard was 1 drink is too many and 1,000 is never enough. alcohol just doesn't mix well with me.
Yeah.
I guess not.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fucking mess. So he's got to feel like, I mean, I don't even know how he's got to feel right now.
Dipshit?
A dipshit.
Yeah.
Just this is one of those. You got to just collect your thoughts.
Yeah.
You have to collect your thoughts because the whole press is talking about you. Your teammates are talking about you. People are talking about you. They're having a little less faith in you now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Little less faith.
Embarrassment, you can feel it.
Yeah, they're a little less dependent on you now. They're a little less. They just worry one day you're not going to show up a little more one day. They don't have that faith in you that you are there all the time. So he's just wandering the streets and he's just trying to find what to do with himself. And it's really hard. I could imagine trying to not drink.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's like, he has to go places where there's no booze, first of all, because he doesn't trust himself.
Where do you go?
So he found one place with a great smell and no booze, and he opens up the door, and it's the shawarma man. He's right there.
Yeah.
And he says, how is it you've come to arrive here? Why are you here? Why? $4 million you go? $4 million they give you. You have wife.
Yeah.
A woman pop baby out of vagina just for you.
Vagine.
Right from vagine. In your arm. And you go, I smoke the crack, I do the shot. I like shawarma men like body shot as well. Hot college girl, she come, you do body shot off. Hey, feel good. And shawarma men know the cocaine. Not now, but shawarma men have problem at one time, and so just say like that. But you mess everything up. You make me sick. I don't like you, and I say, sign say closed. But I would, except you ask for lamb. I make for you nice. It's okay. Maybe you eat lamb, you don't drink, right? Get in your stomach something better, at least for the alcohol.
Right.
I make for you. I make for
base.
you. No, never. Sign say closed. You have cocaine. You go. Poof. And in a poof of shawarma and onions, he's gone. And Josh is very confused because now it's an empty storefront. He has no idea what he's doing, why he's standing there. So after his press conference, when he explained all of that, the Rangers general manager also had to have a press conference.
Oh, my.
He said, my first reaction in January was one of concern. Since then, I've talked to a lot of people that say it was significant that he came forward immediately and was honest about it. Well, they said, I guess he's okay. He was tested for illegal drugs 2 days after and passed the test, so he wasn't doing anything more. And that year, because 2008 he was an all-star, that was his big home run derby year. I didn't mention all that, but he hit a fucking million home runs in the home run derby, and it made him like one of the most famous guys in baseball, as people watched him do that.
That's what you've got to do in baseball and basketball, the dunks and the home runs.
That works.
That's what people give a shit about.
It was a mainstream thing. It made him like, who's that guy crushing home runs? So that year, he's an all-star again in 2009, even though he only plays in 89 games. Still an all, because that was the beginning of the year. Before the press conference there. He, what does he hit here? 10 home runs. He hits 268. He's still an all-star, though, so not bad. $555,000 he makes. 2010, the Rangers have a hell of a year here. They go 90-72. Yeah. They go to they beat Tampa in the division series. They beat the Yankees in the ALCS, and they go on to lose to the Giants in the World Series.
Don't worry.
But they go to the World Series, so not too goddamn shit. Wow, their farm director is Scott Service. He's an old player. That's weird. One of those guys you don't even remember.
And then he pops up.
Their scouting director. No.
What?
This is their scouting director's name.
What's his name? I can't see it.
Don't read it.
Where am I looking at?
Right here.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
I can't say that.
No, we can't say that.
Oh, Kip.
We can't say a man's name. That's how odd of a name.
You gotta fix your name. More PC.
Yeah. Kip Gaisler, I'm going to call him from now on.
Kip, change your last name to Queer.
Yeah, it's much less rough here. Now,
Kip.
He's an all-star this year, 133 games. He hits 359, leading the majors in that. 32 homers, 100 ribbies, leads the league in slugging percentage.
Wow.
Rips it up. All-star, Silver Slugger, and league MVP as well.
Wow.
So, I mean, if there's a Grace, this is like top of the mountain after Grace. Second Grace. Grace 2. Gracie Boogaloo here. He's doing his thing. He also, when they won the ALCS, They celebrated with ginger ale instead of champagne.
Nice. It's a little sticky, but
because they didn't want him to champagne, but they didn't want him to
not
get
as sticky as ginger ale.
No,
that's all sugar.
They didn't want him to get the taste and then end up in a 98-degree trailer by morning. Wanted him to be ready for the World Series. So
win for Verners.
Yeah, it's come on, let's get that Verners. This year though, he makes $3,250,000. So back on track money wise, I would say. 2011 Rangers 96-66.
Okay.
They beat Tampa and Detroit in the playoffs, and then they go all the way to the 7th game of the World Series to lose to St. Louis.
Damn it!
Yep, all the way there.
2 years in a row.
2 years in a row, brutal. So July 2011, in the middle of the season, and this I feel bad for Josh. This has nothing to do with anything that happens, but this will fuck your psyche up.
Yeah.
July 7th, during a game at the ballpark in Arlington there, he flipped a foul ball. Do you remember this?
Oh, no.
Toward the left field bleacher seats, as every time players come off the field, they flip the ball to some kid in the front row or whatever. They just flip it up into the seats. It's souvenir. Flipped it up into the seats. A spectator, a firefighter named Shannon Stone, lost his balance reaching for the ball and fell out of the stands to his death.
With his kid standing next to him.
He died with his kid right there. It's literally, kid watched him plummet to his death.
Yep.
And Josh Hamilton felt fucking horrible about that, even though it's obviously not his fault.
Right.
Still, I mean, I would feel fucking terrible.
Yeah,
too.
forever.
Just, I feel like I caused
Why
a
didn't
death.
I just hand it to the kid in the front row? Why did I have to throw it so far back?
And if anybody doesn't need this shit in their psyche, it's this guy. Like anybody on earth doesn't need this shit as him. Hamilton apparently developed a relationship with the guy's son who was at the game and their family to try to, I don't know if that's for him, for them, for a little bit everybody. Everybody needs to heal on that one. That's a bad one. 2011 though, they are he's an all-star anyway, it doesn't matter. He hits 298, 25 homers, 94 ribbies. He's an all-star. He's one of the MVP candidates. He's a top-tier guy here. And he also makes $8,750,000 this year.
Got him a payday.
Oh, he got a payday now. Yeah, now he's getting paid. February 2nd, 2012. He has another problem here. As you give him a lot of money, 2011 through 2012, he signs this deal. By February, he's got a problem already. He drinks alcohol at Sherlock's Pub and Grill in Dallas there. Now, according to sources, his teammate, Ian Kinsler, was also there. The newspaper reported that eyewitnesses said that it looked like Kinsler was there
babysitting.
Trying to get him to leave.
Oh.
He showed up hearing Josh was there, and he was trying to convince him to go home. He's like, no, let's go home. Let's just go home. And Josh is like,
I've begun to defile myself.
Exactly. Peace, bitch. I'm sitting right here. Source told Hamilton told the Rangers of the relapse the next day, and they put him back in recovery and all that sort of shit. So, they said it was strictly about alcohol. No drugs were involved. They didn't let it get to that point. Kinsler interfered before he woke up on a trailer lawn. And, Hamilton's wife, Katie, posted a couple of messages on Twitter, and she said, truly appreciate all the encouraging and supporting tweets we've gotten. God is faithful and forgives.
No, Katie.
Got to put God into it. No, people out there forgive.
Yeah.
You didn't get a tweet from God, I bet. You got a tweet from people who said, hey, hope your husband feels better. It's a different thing.
The Twitter account tweet of Jesus is usually a bad thing. You don't want to be tweeted by that guy.
No, did Jesus at me? Oh, fuck, man. He's going to be mad. So the Rangers said they are aware of the situation and have no further comment. So that's that. 2012 Rangers, they go 93-69 here. He has another incident this year, but a good incident. Nobody plummeting to their death or drinking or anything like that. May 8th, 2012, he hits 4 homers in a game.
Wow.
Which is, very rare. It's like there's more perfect games than 4 home run games.
Who's done that?
In the history of a bunch of people have done it.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people. I remember Mike Cameron did it a few years ago. The guy's like, that's usually a weird off guy. I think Lou Gehrig did it, though, and a few big guys have done it, but 4 in a game's a lot.
That's
That's lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get lucky to hit 4 in a game. Just that they pitch to you 4 times. To get 4 hittable pitches in a game is rare.
That's absurd.
So especially if you're a star, you usually don't get any.
Yard hittable.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Especially him. They pitch around a guy like Hamilton a lot. So that's just people missed a few times, and he made them fucking pay for it. This year, the team lost in the wild card round to Baltimore, so they didn't go very far. Hamilton received more votes than any other player to the All-Star game, getting over 3.5 million.
Fan favorite.
They love him. He keeps coming back, too. They like that.
Yeah.
He plays in 148 games that year. He hits, 285, 43 homers, 128 ribbies. So that is... He's smashing some shit.
Yeah.
He wins the ESPY Award for Best Baseball Player. He's
Got
also
him an ESPY.
An ESPY.
Oh, boy.
Best Baseball Player. 5th, number 5 in the MVP voting, Silver Slugger, and maybe more importantly, $13,750,000 for that year.
Holy shit.
Wow. That's a fucking salary. And if that doesn't get, that's not good enough for you, October 29, 2012, he's granted free agency. He's going to go sign with Anaheim and cash in. December 15th, 2012, signs as a free agent with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, I guess. 5-year deal, $125 million fucking dollars.
Shit.
$125 million.
He's making
guaranteed.
What is that? $30,000 a year? Almost
30 grand. That's almost
$30 million a year.
5 for 120. That's just $25 million a year.
It is
$25 million a year.
Math.
That's wild.
That's
though.
a lot
That's
of money.
a lot of money. You'd have to fucking hit me in the head with a frying pan to knock the smile off my face that I would have all the time. So 2013, all that for the Angels to go 78 and 84 and finish in 3rd place and not make the playoffs. But that lineup, your outfield or your lineup in there is Trout, Hamilton, Pujols.
Awesome.
That's a fucking murderer's row. I mean,
who cares if we win? We're selling tickets.
That's wild. Howie Kendrick on that team. There's a lot of guys that can throw down on that squad there. Not too shabby. He does not make the All-Star team this year for the first time since 2007.
Who gives a shit?
He doesn't care. He only hit 250, 29 homers, 79 ribbies. So very not less than spectacular season. His slugging went from a few years ago, it was 633. This year, 432. Wow. It's way down, so not great. But he's the 2013 Lou Gehrig Memorial Award winner.
What is that?
That is the Lou Gehrig Memorial Award is selected by the Tri Delta Theta fraternity.
Oh, great. To be represented by them.
To honor the Major League Baseball player who does the best fucking keg stand. No, who best exemplifies the spirit and character of Lou Gehrig, both on and off the field.
A fraternity should not be anywhere near this.
No, I looked at the guys who had won it before. Buster Posey, Joey Votto, Curtis Granderson, Beltray, Barry Zito, Derek Jeter, Albert Pujols, Trevor Hoffman, John Smoltz. Guys that are known as nice guys that do nice shit. Tony Gwynn, Paul Molitor, Don Mattingly.
Mr. Baseball.
Yeah. For this season, you know how much money he makes? $17 million.
My God.
$17 million.
Just from the majors, though, apart from everything else he probably does.
Oh, and he's got endorsements out of his ass.
God.
Tons of endorsements. Just, I don't know, some sort of douchey sunglasses, I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
You know, any kind of douche product, he's got to be the top guy for that.
Some intake for a Ford.
Yeah, some kind of tribal tattoo pattern that's new, something like that. An intake for a Ford. I love that. 2014 on the Angels. They're 98 and 64. Not too shabby, but they get swept by the Royals in the divisional series.
But the Royals were so good.
They had a thing that year. That was their year. He only plays in 89 games, which isn't wonderful. Hits 263 with 10 homers and 44 ribbies.
Who gives a shit? I'm paid.
$17 million again. 2015, he has shoulder surgery in early 2015 here, which is not good.
Not for an addict.
A guy like that's a really hard thing for addicts who play sports because injuries happen.
Oh boy!
Then what?
Then what are you going to do?
There's guys out there that
hurt.
Don't take painkillers because of that, and that's I don't know how people do that.
That's dangerous.
That's like my grandmother had the heart surgery, that was a different thing. When she broke her hip and everything, she wouldn't take painkillers.
Yeah.
None.
Is she an addict?
No.
Have you
No.
You caught her
She's
sniffing
never had a
oxys on the back
fucking
of the
drug
toilet?
in her life. She told them, she said they tried to give them to her, and she said, I don't want to become the drug addict, she said. They're like, you're 90, of a broken hip. How long are you going to be a drug addict for?
Maybe
Who
it's
cares?
the best way to go out. Who knows?
She said, I don't want to be the drug addict. I don't take that stuff. I don't do. I was like, okay. She just suffered with it.
Did you show her Dope Sick Love and
grit her fucking teeth through it?
And the Wild Whites? Is that what happened?
She sees on the news that people do pills and then they're drug addicts.
Okay.
And then you're the drug addict.
She's not
And then
wrong,
what?
but it's not all of them.
Probably not her.
Yeah.
Even if she did, she's 90.
Right.
What are you holding out for?
You sip amaretto. Just take the pills.
Start partying. Do it, man. What the fuck are you doing? Enough of the gallon of Gallo wine you have under there. None of that shit. The fucking Burgundy.
Yeah.
So, anyway, 2015, he has the shoulder surgery, and then he has a problem. With the shoulder surgery, he ends up drinking, which leads to cocaine.
Of course.
And he has a pretty good little relapse here. He does. This is 2015, so not that long ago. Hamilton's relapse involved alcohol and, he said, a one-time cocaine use there, which is better than a lot.
But is it all night or is it one line?
That's the thing, a one time. So was it just a night? And then he's like, whoa. Yeah. He seems like every few years he needs a night.
Yeah.
He needs to get it all out of his system and then go, whew, that was a fuck up. I won't do that again. I feel like then he feels sufficiently bad enough about himself for the next 3 years to not do that. But that's not the psychology of it. He's an addict. That's the psychology of it. He's got a problem and it's hard. So, he, when Hamilton realized a drug test, which he got 3 times a week, would come out positive, he self-reported the relapse. Okay. He did the coke, then he was like, I'm going to fail a drug test.
Oh, my God.
I can't do that. And then he said, fuck, I got to report it or else I'm going to get suspended. So the Angels confirmed that he met with MLB officials in New York, and they talked about a disciplinary issue, and that's how that worked. Mike Scioscia, hair turning silver every second, said, we're all waiting for some information to come out of New York. He obviously went up there for a meeting, and we'll see how everything unfolds. But right now, we're just in a holding pattern like everyone else. We're just holding and hoping it just blows over, and you guys stop asking questions, and then we'll deal with it on the inside. So he had a meeting with the league and all that sort of shit. They believe it occurred a couple months back and involved at least alcohol and cocaine, is what they said. That's what the official deal said. And they said, quote, no word of a failed test because he reported it himself. Now, reactions, people are sad. The Michael Young, his former teammate, said, it's just sad news. I think about a friend and a former teammate and a guy with a family. I empathize. It just has to be a very tough situation for Josh right now. I would say. Hopefully he has a lot of good people around him who are helping him through a tough time. But he also knows there's people who he played with that care about him and care about his future and are willing to help in any way. And he said, forget baseball. My first thought is that I hope what's best for him as a person. Ron Silver comes in, turning silver. Roy Silver. He comes in, the Academy owner there, and he says that he can be fine again because he has inspiration and he wants to come back. He said back then, quote, he was inspired, but he was driven to get back on the field because he was getting out of the gutter. He said that he was like a 10-year-old kid. It was fun to watch. He said, but now it's different. He's got a real life. He gets a divorce after this. Right after his relapse, his wife files for a divorce from his wife, which is hilarious.
Shitbag.
I can't take you not wanting me to smoke crack anymore. Right. This is really annoying.
You're really getting in the way of my fun.
This is a lot. It's really in the way. They have 3 daughters together at this point, along with Katie's daughter from the previous marriage. In the petition, he outlined 34 requests, including he called for his wife to be banned from using his Maserati and his 1972 Chevy Blazer.
Oh, he's got fun stuff.
Of course he does. Yeah. He's got millions of dollars. Yeah. How much fun shit would you have with millions of dollars?
$100 million? Forget it.
A lot.
It would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'd tell my account, let me know when I hit 10. Yeah. And then I'll stop having fun and just buckle down forever. But I'll have a lot of fun shit by then. I can piss 90 away. I'll be fine. 10, I can live forever. So he also requested that she be prohibited from, quote, hiding the children from him, from allowing men to stay the night while his children are home, and from making disparaging remarks about him or his family. So in March, though, Katie submitted a petition of general denial to her husband's petition, and they agreed not to communicate with each other throughout the case. Okay. He's not allowed to see his children without supervision, according to the court records. He's also banned from going to their properties in Westlake, Texas, Newport Coast, California, and Valley Mills, Texas.
He's got 3 houses.
Oh, yeah, and this one, the Newport Coast one, they put their...
Oh, yeah, that's Newport Beach. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, they put their 6-bedroom, 8-bathroom Newport Coast home on the market for $16.5 million. Holy shit.
He has a $20 million beach house.
The property has ocean views, an 8-car garage... a pool and a spa and like blowjob ferries that float down and
it's silly.
Blow you at night. This is ridiculous. I mean, come on. What kind of life is this that he's living and now he's getting divorced? Do you feel bad for him?
No.
I really don't.
No.
I don't feel bad for him. I don't feel bad for him at all. But I do feel bad for...
Oh, God, there's so many.
These people.
Yeah.
Josh Hamilton, marketing content manager at Graphic Business Solutions in Costa Mesa, California.
Poor bastard.
Josh Hamilton, owner at Agathos Pictures. I don't know what that is. Waco, Texas. Josh Hamilton, marketing coordinator at Select-A-Seat in Wichita, Kansas. Hope it's not Select-A-Seat at a bar.
Yeah.
Josh Hamilton, owner, broker at Hamilton Insurance Partners, LLC in Denver.
Yeah.
And then Josh Hamilton, PR director at Josh Hamilton PR. The last thing he would be is a PR director.
Right.
His PR is awful, Josh. And then finally, Josh Hamilton, this guy, or a couple of them, but this guy is an actor who's been in a shitload of things.
He was in movies with Bo Burnham.
Madam Secretary,
Yeah.
American Horror Story, Born Identity, J. Edgar, Ice Age. He's been in a ton of shit.
Poor bastard.
And he's not fucking...
Doesn't have $120 million.
Doesn't have $120 million. And finally, Josh Hamilton, director of rehabilitation at Rise Rehabilitation Specialists in Queen Creek, Arizona. So there you go.
Here.
It's here, a rehab specialist, which he is. And you know what? Let's throw one more in there. Josh Hamilton, data scientist at Major League Baseball. So he's Josh Hamilton, and he works for Major League Baseball in San Francisco.
Poor fucking guy.
Fuck. Every time. So April 17th, 2015, he is traded by the Angels.
Yeah.
He needs a change of scenery every little while here with cash to the Texas Rangers for a player to be named later or cash. Yeah. So nothing, basically.
They
gave him away.
Yeah.
Went from 4 years ago, had to have him for $125 million to, you can have him back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Same team we got him from.
Yeah.
He's all yours.
And now they're on the hook for paying it back.
Yeah, you caught him, and you still got to pay him.
Yeah.
So, no, the Angels still have to pay the contract too.
Oh, really?
I'll tell you how it breaks down, how much money he makes.
Oh, God.
And how much the Angels pay for it. It's
shit.
And he's not even there. It's hilarious. 2015, Rangers are 88-74. They lose in the division series to the Blue Jays. That year, he plays in 50 games, hits .253 with only 8 home runs and 25 RBI. That's for a grand total of 200 career home runs, which it seems like he would have a lot more than that by now.
Yeah.
But he really had like
4 good years.
3 really good years and then a couple of decent years around it. That year he makes, ready for this?
Oh boy.
$22,708,749.
Oh my God.
Think about that.
That's incredible.
The Angels paid $20.71 million of that salary.
$20 million
is paid by the Angels.
$710,000.
Yep. So they paid $2 million the Rangers to have him back.
Oh God.
Which, I mean, just for a curious onlooker, it's worth $2 million, you know?
Yeah.
2016, he's not in the majors.
What?
He's got some injury problems, and he ends up playing for the Frisco Rough Riders.
Oh, boy.
Which is a Rangers AA team here.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that's what I said to him. Like, the Frisco Rough Riders? Is that like a gay joke?
Right.
Is that a 70s gay joke?
You got a town that's storied for gay shit?
It sounds like a 70s sitcom gay joke.
Punchline.
What are you, the Rough Riders? Where are they from? San Francisco? It's fucking cheesy punchline. Yet there he is.
Why don't you call it the San Francisco cocksuckers? 2 on the nose?
Yeah, San Francisco ball ticklers? No. So the taint ticklers, we going to not go with that one? He only plays in 1 game with Frisco, has 2 at-bats, and does nothing. Yeah. So didn't quite work out there. August 20, I don't know if he took one swing and was like, I can't do that anymore.
Boy.
Jesus, that hurts. So August 23rd, 2016, he is released by the Texas Rangers. And you know what he makes for 2016? For one game with the Frisco Rough Riders?
What did he make, James?
$28,410,000.
Oh, my God.
That is fucking
staggering.
Oh, my God. The Angels paid $26,410,000 of that.
Enjoy your gift, Rough Riders.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
What do they pay? Wow. That's fucking wild. 2017, January 20th, he signs with the Texas Rangers again as a free agent, signed him to a minor league deal with the intentions of trying him out at first base.
Oh.
Like, because that was the problem, is he couldn't move around the outfield anymore.
Okay.
And they didn't really want to DH him, so like maybe first base he could play or something. And but he was experiencing discomfort in his left knee and having some problems. It's the same knee that he had surgery on, so it's got issues there.
Over.
He goes to see an orthopedic surgeon in Houston, and it's acknowledged that he would have to undergo another surgery, fucking up his career even further. February 27th of that year, he underwent surgery to repair torn cartilage, and 3 months of recovery time for that, so he's not even going to be ready till May. On April 21st, the Rangers release Josh Hamilton after they find out that it's going to take forever to rehab and all that sort of thing. Still getting paid, though, even though he didn't play at all that year. Getting paid $28,410,000. Last 2 years for one baseball game,
56.
He's made almost $57 million. $56,820,000.
Holy shit,
for
Josh.
2 years. That's a Powerball winning. And by the way, the Angels paid $26,410,000 of that. So they paid basically $75 million for the last 3 years of not even having a guy.
Unbelievable.
They literally paid $70 million.
Enjoy your jerseys and hats that you bought.
I mean, wow. Career earnings for Josh, $140,610,579 motherfucking dollars.
What?
Holy balls.
That's the highest paid athlete we've covered.
Maybe. It's possible.
Has to be.
It's possible. It's close.
$140 million.
Rick Bowe made $100 million, but I think he might be the highest. You don't see a guy that's this big of a star fuck it up that much because you have a lot of shit going on.
Right.
He said later on he missed playing baseball. He said, but when I look at them, look at his girls, he said, I remember why I stopped. I stopped to be a dad. My girls need me to be a dad more than I need baseball. Plus, I couldn't hit a baseball anymore, and my knee was messed up.
Also, I don't need a fucking dime.
And I don't need shit. Now, 2019, he might need to hide of embarrassment because his ex-wife here, Katie, goes on the reality show Marrying Millions. Now, they were on the Real Housewives of Orange County, I think, when he played for the Angels. This is different. Marrying Millions is a show that has basically older people, not like it's not part of the show, but they tend to be older people who have a lot of money, marry, or sometimes they're younger people who have a lot of money, but it's just sometimes older people that have a lot of money and they're going out with somebody who obviously isn't wealthy, and it's marrying millions. Like, how do you deal with one person not being wealthy and the other one is? So in this scenario, she is the millions, Katie Hamilton here, and she's got her house and her thing, and she's very Instagram friendly with her whole house and her shit and hanging out by the pool and all that shit.
She's got Josh Hamilton money.
She's got Josh Hamilton money. Well, and she's got money too.
Yeah,
her dad's a very successful businessman who died in 2012. So she inherited a shitload of money.
Wow.
So she has her own money and she has his money. She's fucking paid, right? She's paid as fuck. She's got anything she wants. What she really wants, though, is some dude that her daughter hangs out with.
Unbelievable.
Some dude her 19-year-old daughter is friends with that comes over the house to hang out sometime. Somehow, she started hooking up with this dude and became, in a close relationship with this guy. He's like 20, 21. He's like, yeah, dude, like, I don't know. He's got big, stupid sideshow bob hair. And he's just like, yeah, man, like, it's cool.
Just a California loser?
He's just like, it's cool. Like, I think she's in Florida possibly, but like they end up. But she's like, he's a dumb 20-year-old kid, dumb 21-year-old kid. She's, she's talking to him about serious things. So then we'll do that and we'll do this. And he's like, cool, bro. I mean, whatever. Like, It's totally like, all right, Mom, we'll do it.
Unbelievable.
Because they're mom and son age, and she treats him like the tone of voice that a mother treats a son, and he treats her like, all right, cool, Mom. But then at the same time, he'll come up behind her and be like, your ass is hot.
Oh,
it's
boy.
fucking weird, dude. It's weird. Just like it's weird when there's some 60-year-old guy and some on that show. There's like a 60-year-old guy and like a 20-year-old chick, and you're just like, oh.
Well, the same goes for
Gross.
Love After Lockup with it. Scott.
Yeah.
That remodeled the house, and he's
fucking
got
gross.
Lindsay, and she.
Yeah,
it's fucking
25-year
creepy. It's
difference,
super
and you're
weird.
like, dude, you don't have enough money
man.
to do that. Kind
Right.
Sorry. At least the guy that the 20-year-old and Marrying Millions is after.
Yeah.
He's like a real estate mogul. He has hundreds of millions of dollars. He owns like. In Dallas, he owns this like fucking house that looks like, a
palace.
It's and then he has a palace in Miami right on the water. And he's fucking loaded. So at least if you're going to go out with a guy, at least have it be that guy. You don't have it be some
guy that's
looks like he's been sucking off a curling iron.
Buys you a house in Alabama.
Yeah. By the way, patreon.com/crimeinsports. One of the episodes we did for just recently for Small Town Murder was Love After Lockup, the new season. We did a whole thing on it, so you can talk about that.
Shit is fascinating.
It's the most fascinating.
I can't stop watching it.
I love it.
I'll be broke. I'll buy every one of them. I don't care.
Oh, they'll put out seasons in sections. They're all like $20 a piece,
I know.
$14. I'm like $50 into the new season, and I don't even care. That's the thing. Normally, I'd be like $50.
I'm so mad that they're making me buy it, but I can't stop.
I know.
Like, it's crack.
I'm like, it's motherfucking crack. He's like, I don't care. I'll buy it. I'll go broke over this. That's how much I need
fucking self. I'm so mad when it ends and it's a cliff. What? You want more?
God damn it.
How dare you?
So patreon.com/crimeinsports. You can hear that. So Married for Millions. Now, so Josh seems to be completely fine, have his life together, seems to have backed off the drinking. You applaud him. You say, good for you. Hope your life goes great. Until October of 2019.
Oh, no.
And we almost did this episode about a year and a half ago, and I'm very glad we waited because this is huge. October 2019, he is arrested.
Oh, no.
Well, he's got his 14-year-old daughter. And when interviewed by Child Protective Services, his daughter told the interviewer that Hamilton started to assault and throw things at her after she made a comment that upset him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
What was the comment?
Don't know here, but
Trout's better than you.
Yeah, Mike Trout's much better than you. He's accused of throwing a full water bottle and hitting her in the chest with it.
Okay.
97 miles an hour he can throw, though. You shouldn't be throwing things at people. Then pulled out a chair from under what she was sitting on. She was like sitting on, had her foot up on the one. He yanked the chair out and threw it across the room at her as she fled, basically. Then he took his daughter to a room, pinned her to a bed, and reportedly repeatedly hit her on the back and legs.
What?
Just beat her over it. I don't even know what to say about that. Broke the chair when he did the whole thing, and fucking the chair didn't hit her, so he grabbed her by the shoulders out of her chair that she was sitting in, picked her up, and brought her into a bedroom and threw her on the bed. She fell down to the floor. He picked her up, put her over his shoulder, threw her on a bed. She said at that point that she was telling him, I'm sorry for whatever she said. Upon reaching the bedroom door, he tossed her onto the bed, pressed her face onto the mattress, and began hitting her with an open hand and closed fist on the back and legs.
You can't do that.
To your 14-year-old daughter? You don't fucking touch your daughter.
That's a bit much.
You don't hit your fucking daughter.
Not like that.
I get your son might need a whack once in a while, I get whatever, but you don't.
Not like that.
Not like anything. Your father, you don't hit your daughter because you're just teaching them, hey, find a guy that hits you later. That's what you're fucking, you depend on me, right? Well, that's what hitting's dependable, isn't it? No good. Don't hit your daughter, ever. So upon reach, she does all of that. This ripped her sweatshirt, and then she screamed, quote, he screamed, quote, I hope you go in front of the fucking judge and tell him what a terrible dad I am so I don't ever have to see you anymore.
Oh, you don't have to do it that way.
That is fucking horrible. Apparently, after he left the room, the daughter said that he told her to gather her things for school. Mm-hmm. Now get your shit ready for school.
You just beat me.
She said, I already have, and I already put them in the car. He said, well, aren't you just the perfect child? And fucking left. It's like, whoa. Whoa.
Unbelievable.
That is fucking frightening. She also said that this is Katie talking about her daughters had told her about previous times that Josh had threatened them or been violent to them. In November 2017, she wrote in an affidavit that he taped wooden sticks from a hardware store together. I'm thinking like paint mixers, possibly, those things. And beat one of the girls with them.
Good Lord.
Jesus. He also had used a wooden rod with metal balls. That just sounds terrible.
It's called a dildo.
It's to also to hit them. A wooden rod with metal balls.
What is that?
I don't know, but don't hit people with that.
That sounds terrible.
In February, he hit one of the girls after she accidentally kicked a refrigerator, she wrote in the affidavit. So he hit her.
What the fuck is happening?
In early September, he reportedly told one of his daughters, "I want to beat the shit out of you" as well. He's getting like, I don't know what his deal is.
But I thought you quit baseball for them.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand it. Katie filed for a temporary restraining order on her daughter's behalf. He turned himself into the authorities at the courthouse there in Dallas, and according to the statement, the Rangers said they were aware of the allegation. They said, thankfully, he doesn't fucking play here anymore, so
we're aware, and we also don't care.
We don't give a shit. He said the Texas Rangers take the issue of family violence very seriously. Since this is an ongoing legal matter, we have no further comment. Bye.
Also with our own players.
Yeah, also he's not on our team anymore.
We don't care.
Blame somebody else. The Angels paid him all that money, not us.
We barely paid him anything.
We didn't pay him shit. We paid him nothing. April 9th, 2020, he's indicted for felony injury to a minor.
Yeah.
This is serious.
That's bad stuff.
This is not a small charge. He's facing between 2 and 10 years in prison for this.
Boy.
It's a felony.
Yeah.
Felony injuring, or if he's convicted of that charge, it's 2 to 10 years in prison. So I assume he's going to play this out probably. He's denied the allegations, though, saying, quote, his attorney said, quote, he is innocent of the charge against him and looks forward to clearing his name in court.
Okay.
Can't get enough?
I've had enough.
Watch him clear his name in court or run into him in a bar somewhere when he's having a fucking meltdown relapse or something. But, you know, I felt bad for the guy for a while, and then I didn't, because I'm like, you know, there's a lot of guys in our thing that we have that have these substance problems, but they didn't have a nice, happy upbringing. They had a shit upbringing. That's why they have a substance abuse problem, and they pull it together. This guy's got everything. Everybody on earth trying to fucking help him.
Yeah.
And he still pushes it away. And I get it. That's how strong the addiction is. And I'm not judging an addict for that at all. But I am saying at some point, you still have to be a fucking person in a society that your kids can trust and shit like that. So
also, doesn't it stink of like... I don't know, white privilege, at least a little bit.
A little bit.
He's a full-blown crackhead and still made $120 million in the majors.
And would immediately be they'd fucking take him back. They'd be on commercials. Right. He was an inspiration. He's this, he's that, man. Which I mean, and to use him as an inspiration to other people who are having those problems. But I can't imagine. Yeah. You know, and I'm not sure. We're not guys that we don't look for that shit everywhere. We really don't.
It's embarrassing.
But call it what it is. If it was some fucking crab black guy who just got done smoking crack, they wouldn't be like, hey, would you like to endorse Gatorade? No. It's just not going to fucking happen.
Albert Pujols gets caught with coke and crack. Yeah. It's not happening for him.
But this guy, it's repeatedly because everybody roots for him because he looks like he should. He's just a nice middle class suburban guy. Look at him. And so you want him to do well and you want everybody to do well. But this is like, you know, he's had every opportunity possible, but there it is. He's got all sorts of jerseys and figures and shit if you want to buy some shit from him.
He'll be back into drugs, right?
I mean, it sounds like that behavior is erratic. I don't know if that is because he wants drugs or because he either doing drugs. I don't know, because obviously I'm not there. I'm not saying that's a fact, but
that stinks of drug use.
It stinks of something. It's definitely not stable.
Right.
And if that's his mood swings, does he need something? Does he need to be on something?
Who knows?
To stabilize that, if he can't be around his children without...
That's so bad.
And the kids aren't doing anything, like they didn't burn his house down or something and then he beat the crap out of it. Yeah, like get the fuck out of here. So, I don't know. That's Josh Hamilton, everybody, though. What a wild-ass story. Really is. If you enjoyed that story... you can tell us about it, and you can tell the rest of the world about it, too. Get on Apple Podcasts, that purple icon, and give us 5 stars. Takes 2 seconds, but it really, really helps us a lot more than 2 seconds worth, so thank you for doing that. Also, shutupandgivememurder.com is the website. Head over there. for all of your crime and sports and small town murder needs. And you do need small town murder.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Listen to small town murder if you have not, because you're going to like it
without it.
Yeah, exactly. We get jittery. That's how we get jittery, and we beat the shit out of our kids. We don't do that. So check that out. Get on there. January. Oh no, that's already passed. Never mind. Why did I say January?
I don't know.
I meant to say February, and I said January. The hell am I talking about here? Patreon in February is what I'm talking about. Is very good so far.
Yeah.
Good Lord. The hell is wrong with me?
There's a lot.
We had the mob stories, the real Goodfellas, and the last one. This upcoming one, though, is going to be, what did I say it was?
Sports.
Wrestling
One.
worst wrestling characters of all time, which is fucking awesome.
Just bad gimmicks.
It's going to be so funny talking about that. It's just a straight comedy show the whole time. Even if you don't care about wrestling, you will be entertained by this. Trust me. So good. That is patreon.com/crimeinsports. And anybody over the $5 level gets access to that. All the small town murder bonus and all of our past bonus catalog. You get it all for that price. If you sign up, you're going to have a shitload of episodes to listen to all at once. So do all of that. Lots of fun. And also you'll be a producer, and Jimmie will shout you out at the end of the show. You know he will. And if you just want to be a producer and get your name shouted out at the end of the show and have the best karma and earn our undying love and affection and respect and thankfulness, you can donate at PayPal also using our email address, crimeinsports@gmail.com. You can also get a hold of the show using that email address. Not only can you do that, you can also get a hold of the show either at Crime and Sports on Twitter and Facebook or at Small Town Murder on Instagram.
Right.
Do all of that. Follow us. Get into it. That said, Jimmie, I know what I need now.
I got it.
Because
I'll give it to you.
I'm going to give it to you again. And it's not crack, and it's not coke, and it's not to beat somebody, and it's not to do body shots off of bartenders.
Probably teenagers.
Off of teenage bartenders. It is, of course, I need to hear the names of the most wonderful, terrific, non-crack addicted people that you can muster. Jimmie, hit me with it now.
This week's executive producers are Liz Vasquez, Jordan Bennett, CJ Buford, Trent Pearson, Filipino Sex Thing.
Good. It's helpful. You know you're doing something right at that point.
Cody Ingram, George Neiman, and it's Eric Kohlkamp's birthday. Happy birthday, bud.
Happy birthday.
Indeed. Other producers this week are Aaron Ozzie and his girlfriend Edna Lopez.
Yes.
Bizarrely. Listen, Linda Pata, Aaron doesn't want you to be his girlfriend anymore.
No, that sounds bad.
Yeah,
but it's not.
But he would prefer it if he called you his fiance for a short time, and then hopefully call you his wife when you guys set on a date. If you're okay with that, take the ring from him right this second.
Yes,
it's beautiful, right?
It's nice.
Now start crying some of those happy tears
Aaron
and go
has
be
wonderful
crazy
taste.
kids.
Call your sister. FaceTime with your cousin and show her the ring. It's going to be
unless
good
you
for
said
guys.
no, then it's Aaron's tears. So I assume congratulations.
And we're terribly sorry, Aaron, that we did this poorly for you. But we
Deal
hope
with
it works out.
Congrats. Other producers are Jen at Your Fandom or Mine. Brian Sprott, congrats on the weight loss, Brian. Keep going.
Hey.
James Martyr, Jennifer Stevens, Peyton Meadows, Carl Kirshner's wife, Christy, had a birthday this week. Happy birthday.
Hey,
Amanda
Kirshner's
Knight.
wife. Good.
Somehow I put an umlaut over the U. I don't know how I did that because you guys told me to type this stuff, and now that's happening. So.
How did you find the umlaut, Jimmie? What's going on here?
I have no idea.
I don't know how to do that either.
I can barely scroll. We're lucky I can scroll through these. Somehow I put a fucking umlaut in here. Amanda Knight, Thomas DeMello, Shay Foden in Australia, Marcos Gennara. Jesus, fuck. Amanda Jacobs, Monroe Quesada's boyfriend. No, that's best friend.
What are the
Her name's Emily, and she had a birthday. Happy birthday.
That's terrific, Emily. Happy birthday.
Grant Stansberry, Joseph. Nope, that's Joshua. Francoeur. Shanice Iorera. Bonner.
This is going well.
Jude Kendall, John Percival, Zach Bonea, Chris Mahi's giant cock. I can read that.
Oh,
Holland
Sauer.
Good
for him.
Evelyn Valles, Joanne Ahern. She's fantastic. She's tearing it up. She's a wonderful woman. Janice Hill, Alexander Ciapielas. Girlfriend Kayla. Jeez. I got to write better. She had a birthday, though. Happy birthday, Kayla.
Happy birthday.
Mark Drazinovich, Tanya Van Kampen, Mackenzie McLean, Thomas Smith, Trey Volkanar, Ashley Vio, Steve Schnell, Chris Bartley, Corey Cyphers, Ashley Berlage. I think Berlage. Okay, here, listen. Here. Hrishikesh Mohan Dravada.
Did you have a stroke in the middle of that?
No, those were all letters, I swear.
You finally killed Jimmie, everybody. You did it. That name broke him.
Mathieu de Merme.
His tongue fell out. It's over.
Yeah. Robin with no last name. Carrie Cribb. Jason Lonagro. Final Sin. Sarah Svaboda. What the fuck? Yes. Wayne Moyer, Kickstand with no last name. Laura Haddock, Christina with no last name. Georgia Bokow, Seth Miller, Stephen Sparks, Aiden Lovely, Kirsten Losum, Charles Rivera Jr. You're doing great, Jimmie. John McCarthy. Somebody wrote that.
Well, see, you needed the encouragement, and they knew it. Good for them.
True. Eduardo Villanueva, William Lepkowski, Michael Roberts, Elin, Engelbert Stoder.
Wow, that's a handful there.
I got to work harder at this. Lexi Bean, Allison Carbaugh, Crystal Witt, Taylor Lemaster, Stephanie Utter, Monica Thornberg, Tom Jones, Ambrali Drew, Sherry Sandoval, Lori Donegan, Margarita Dixon, Vinny Caputo, Fa Nate.
Did you say Vinny Caputo?
I did.
I have an uncle named Vinny Caputo. That's pretty funny. I don't think it's him, but I have an uncle named Vinny Caputo. Shockingly.
I imagine
is that surprising to everybody?
Italian one.
Is that surprising that I have an uncle named Vinny Caputo? Should surprise no one.
Jacob Gibson, Ramon Ponce, Daniel Lawson, Marie Spalding, Vox Payne, Andrew Steffen, Sunlit, Jimmy Feeney, Nicolette Keaveney, DZ Hart ND. I don't know what that is. Catherine Callahan.
Some guy. I saw MD at the end.
No, ND, not MD, N, like North Dakota.
I thought you said MD. I was like, that's a doctor, man. That person's a medical professional, sir.
I don't know what the fuck that is. Joe Yagiello, Tel Ray Sherman, Colby Roberts, Jess Perrondo, Ashley Thielman, Nate Sumter, Jamone with no last name, or Jamin, Christina Philippe, Jonathan Goldsmith, sure. Holden Smith, Eric Kohler, Jennifer Quintana, yes, Mike's Big Banana, Tyler Lamb, Chloe with no last name, Nick Howard, Bridger Fate, I think, I'm never going to know. Kat Evoli, Ivoli, Karen O'Donnell, Ryan Licio, Real Fake Person, Jeff Crowder, Monica Silva, Ren Jager, Ryder Beckard, what is this? Is that Amanda? And I put a comma? Anda Cipollini? Cipollini?
This is what Jimmie sounds like in an Italian restaurant. I'll have the
Cipollini.
I'll have the Cipollini. Scusi, sir. Scusi, signore.
It's so embarrassing. Gustavo Pinedo, Audrey Martinuzzi, Brandon with no last name, Sandra Lemansky, Ingborg Slinning, Emma Grace, Aaron Schaus, Tim Kunkelman, Stephanie Quinto, Frog Pond Farm, Vanessa Hagler, Mark Lampier, Zach Pennington, Steve Zacharanda, Don Dickinson, Ricky Elaine, is that Ricky? I don't know.
So.
Jimmy Hall, Madison with no last name, Mike Brown, Francesca and her asshole but not a scumbag boyfriend Sebastian celebrated their 6th Valentine's Day. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Raul Perez, Ashley Vieira, Carrie Ann Ray, Blair Turk, Cameron Henkel, Melissa Schmidt, Joe Reynolds, Maverick Morales, Ashley Lehrer, Oh boy, Rebecca McVeigh, Travis Masservey. Is that real?
Travis Masservey.
I
probably
think
does.
So. Michael Beach, Amanda Maxzulska, Drew Bittner, Robin with no last name, Julia Barth, James Scott, Russell Jansen, Chris Sloan Alexis Nielsen, Alyssa Bruce, Andrew Mullen, Brandy, nope, that's Brittany, Megs, Amanda, nope, that's Amber, nope, Amber Hatley, Jen Casey. Kayla Kless, Demi Lemary, Caitlin Barkley, Holio Slootman, nope, Krista May Carver, and Chastity Orick, Chris Brown, hope you stop beating women,
please
Cody
stop.
Bell, Andy B, Luis Rosalie, oh boy, Lewis Rosalie, Michael Simmons, Slater Von Essen, Laura Stevens, Zach Chisda. Oh boy, Jessica Fletcher, Chelsea Rush, Michael Gooden, John Knickerbockler, Brian Connolly, Jess Coulter, Chris Karen, Kathy Riley, Christian Rozier, Kayla Conley, Joe KW, Candace McCord, Summer with no last name, Maynard Linder, yep, Tiffany Snook, Paul Broussard, Bella O'Neill, Abby Artley, Samantha Harris, Catherine Harrison, Sarah Chapman, Keegan Noop, Michael Trepsick, tripped me up, Gavin Cook, Robert Schwartz, Spencer Townsend, Richard Matthews, Chelsea Craig, Theo Anderson, Riley Shuck, Sasha Anderson, Dennis Magia, Erica Copeland, Mitchell Alexin, Jamie Kwiatkowski.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Good job.
Michael Oliver, Amy Dalton, Stephanie with no last name, Yori Johnson, Robert Hamp, Joe with no last name, Matthew Radke, Caitlin Farrow, Amy Sendejas,
hey.
Casey Tackett, Ryan Engroff, Connor Heffernan, Dale Ashburn, Mark H, Monica Roden, Kyle with no last name, AJ Jaquise, Dexter Wargren, Tiki Thornton, Josh Rhodes, Jennifer Schaefer, Aaron Steffens, Aaron Rob or Rabe, oh boy, Sebastian Carlson, Jake, nope, that's Jason Baker, Genevieve Harris, Jessica with no last name, Dan Carnes, Tyler Rizzovato, Darren Ware, Ronnie Bailey, Meredith with no last name, Zach Clerk, Kotsim Wang.
Whoa.
Haley Sell, Thomas Deering, Declan Wallard, Twyla C. Joe Carison, oh boy, Jonathan and Michelle Cooper, Jay Dice 83, and Amanda Lupus, and all of our patrons. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for everything you do for us. We can't do it without you.
Thank you, everybody, so much for all that you do for us. We just can't thank you enough for everything you do. We feel your love and we feel your support.
You're
and
amazing.
It means the world to us. It really does. We have such a good time doing the show, and so thank you for being there and having a good time with us all the time. Jimmie, what if they wanted to have a good time with you on an online basis? How could they do that?
That Whisman Sucks on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Where can they find you?
I am at Jimmie P is Funny, or you can just copy our names and search for them, or just search the Small Town Murder hosts, and you'll probably Crime and Sports hosts, and it'll pop up.
It generally does.
You'll find us, and the Twitter will be there, and everything will be there. So thank you again for following this, and thank you for listening to this crazy-ass show about Josh Hamilton, because
it's fantastic.
This was a goddamn weird show, and this was one of those I didn't know if there would be enough to make it super interesting.
Oh, he's juicy as fuck.
There was plenty. Yeah, he's. I thought it was this one soap opera episode. Turns out it was all season.
He's like a 3-inch thick fillet. Juicy.
Just juicy.
So juicy.
Bacon wrapped. Bacon wrapped to keep it in there. That said, live from the Crime and Sports Studios, we will see your bacon wrapped fillet asses next week.
Bye.
If you like Crime and Sports, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul, the man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
The first male rapper to be honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy built an empire and lived a life most people only dream about.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit, it's not real. Now it's real.
From his meteoric rise to his shocking fall from grace, from law and crime, this is the rise and fall of Diddy. Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively with Wondery Plus